Naturally.
Yes.
Oh,
Hello,
God.
everybody. Oh God, what? Oh God, what? Right as I start to go saying hello.
Perfect
I'm sorry. I had the stream unmuted, so I heard you twice, and it was just
Oh, I see. Me in stereo is just horrific to you. I get it.
Anyone
Anyways,
in stereo.
That's way
is
too much
horrific.
Sloan for any one set of ears.
hello, everybody. Welcome to the birthday stream where I'm not in the DM seat, which is up in that corner for me. Now, Chris is up there because we're running a game called Lone Wolf, as you can see here on the screen. It is by Cubicle 7.
Cubicle 7.
And
Yes.
they, it's not sponsored, but hey, if you guys want to throw shit at us to play,
I will play this.
I'm cool with that. I'm willing to learn how to run this system so, you know, we can actually do this. So Chris isn't saddled with too many things to run. But yes, so we're doing this. It's way. Thank you, Topo, for the birthday wish. Yes, just kind of a way to break up monotony. And as I said to them a month ago, I'm not gonna DM on my fucking birthday. So
give the man a day off.
Does this, or we make Chris get oh no, what was it? The bro game.
Bro game.
Oh, like Broforce or something.
Broforce.
Right?
There we
playing
go.
Broforce. Yeah.
We were tempted for that one.
I mean, we should still do that someday because that's
I think
such
that
a
would
fun
be
game.
Yes.
Do that after we end Earth Dawn.
Broforce.
And yeah, fun thing is the only one who actually made a character was Dakota because he didn't pay attention to the fact there's pre-generated characters.
No, okay.
But hey, I mean, honestly, he's the one that's going to be graduating with honors from this class out of all of us. So
Very true. Yeah.
good for
So
him. Kudos for him for the going above and beyond, man.
if I were to award XP after this adventure, Dakota would get a bonus one just for that aspect alone. So
Cool, because I don't even think there's XP in this.
there's some sort of advancement technique. The sad part about this game, not about the game itself, but it's that I haven't gotten to play it very much. I've only ran it, I think, maybe 2 or 3 times. One of them at a con, and another one here. Oops, I just kicked something. And another one here locally with my regular group. But yeah, so the game, just for those who are interested, it is the Lone Wolf adventure game. This was actually done as
Lower.
I really
Lower.
not see that really well at all.
There you go.
Yeah.
This was done as a Kickstarter back a couple years ago by Cubicle 7, and it's based off of the old Choose Your Own Adventure Lone Wolf books, the Flight from the Dark and all those. So this is with the Kai Lords, which basically in a lot of ways are like fantasy Jedis, which, you know, not that there's anything wrong with that. And so there are pre-generated characters that come in the book or in the box set, so you can play right out the box. And it has kind of 2 different tiers of experience play, initiate and master, and we're going to be kind of doing an amalgamation of both a little bit here. The adventure, for those of you keeping track at home, we're going to be doing is called The Weeping Tree. And just funny side note, this is actually an adventure that was written way back in the day for the D20 system.
Nice.
It was like a little tiny, thin. Trying to look for a nearby example. It basically was an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper that was folded over, and it was a super short adventure that you could kind of stick
Basically a
into your
pamphlet,
campaign. Yeah, it literally was. It was like a pamphlet adventure. They cost like about $3 or $4, and they both Fantasy Flight and Alderac did a ton of these things. They were actually pretty cool. And I collected a ton of them. They're all various levels, and I've only played maybe about half of them or a handful of them.
Yeah.
So
I swear
And they
that's
adapted
like
one of them to this game system then?
I've adapted one of the adventures to this.
You did the adaptation. Okay.
I did the adaptation.
Ah.
Me.
it's all about me.
It's all about me. It's gonna be me.
I swear to God, as you run games and you run more and more, you always end up with just a stack of. Here's a bunch of adventure ideas I can put to anywhere, and then here's the games that I've ran once and never touched again.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yes.
Here's my giant stack of adventure hooks I made up, and none of the players cared about.
Oh yeah, no, I have
I
notebook
could never
of that
talk them
with
into
this
playing.
game.
One of these days,
Yeah.
you'll have to let us in on the secret of how many adventure hooks you made up for Earthdawn that we all totally ignored.
Besides damn near all of them.
I mean, we have been railroading the main storyline here.
Yeah. You know that pain?
Um,
Altair Wolf, yeah.
So
A game
Gosh,
I
I
never even
think
got to
that's-
run. I kickstarted it and I never got to run it because I'm not good at comedy right now. It would be gallows humor as fuck. And I don't know if anyone wants to deal with that.
Sure.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
no, could be fun.
Yep.
So I'm going to apologize in advance if my speech sounds a little funny. I'm prone to getting canker sores, and I have one right now. And luckily for me, it's on my tongue. So
Oh, fun.
yeah,
Well,
really
you sound normal so far.
so far. Okay, good.
You probably don't feel normal, but you sound normal.
Yeah, it happens. Stress and that's
Oh.
basically what. Yeah, that's what brings these on.
God, my ears just exploded.
Stress and
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
Miles.
you-
Miles. Gosh,
You're okay now,
For a
but for a
second
second there,
you
you
were-
destroyed our
Oh,
ears.
everything's good now. Okay, all right.
You must
Stress
have
and
brushed
sugar.
against the microphone or something.
I could have bumped something.
Cool audio.
Cool
Hi,
audio,
Frankie.
bro.
Fucking
Don't worry, little Topo. We're not usually that terrible.
much worse.
I am. Yeah. So I think are we ready to start? Is that
Yep.
As ready as we're going to be, I guess.
all right? So who just so we know here, again, there's a bit of more of a backstory. Like I said, your Kai Lords, which are specially trained, kind of protectorate knights for the realm of Sommerlund, and you're kind of like warrior priests, fantasy Jedi. Your goal is to stand as a force for good against these beings known as the Dark Lords, and they have numerous. And this is, of course, the horrendous force of evil that is constantly threatening the world of Magnamund, is what the whole world is called. And so you're trained. As you train in advance, you have various powers that can do certain cool things, and then you get to have snazzy names as you advance in powers. And I only see two of you in here. I see Sloan the Night Fox and Kaja the River Rune.
Sorry. I forgot to load it up.
Every week we're in this.
Except for the 1 week I was in there before you guys.
The 1 week out of the 40-ish fucking videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact we've
Well,
been
it's not
doing
like
this
we
for
need it
over a
right
year.
at the very beginning of the session, so that's why.
True. I'm
Nice.
assuming that one of you guys did not take my recommendation and name your character Fuckstick, so I think that we're
no.
all right. Basic mechanic wise, it follows a lot of, for those of you who do remember the books, it follows that a lot in the sense that you essentially have two attributes, well, three really. You have your combat skill, I believe it's your willpower, and then your endurance. And combat is a little weird, but we'll get in that when it happens, because it will happen. And there you go. I think that's about it. I don't know. Any questions? Oh, and mechanics, you just basically roll a d10. That's literally all you'll be doing. You don't need to roll for damage because it's figured on this on a handy dandy combat chart, of which this is somewhat what it looks like. But
It's an interesting thing to look at and go, what?
what is that?
It
Yeah,
reminds
you have
me
to-
of another game I played once where the damage was where the damage depended on how well you hit the enemy, but you never rolled damage. Your weapon had a set number of damage it would do, and then depending on how much higher or lower than your target you got, the damage would be either higher or lower than that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you get a
it's-
percentage of it. Yeah.
It's all based off of the ratio of you and your opponent's combat skill
Yeah,
and
exactly.
how that works. So
Yeah,
it's
like that.
it's goofy. All right, so Well, let's start.
Okay.
All right. And for anyone watching on the stream or later, please forgive me as my Roll20 skills are less than noob. So I'm a good Roll20 player. We'll see how I go as a GM. Okay, so your three Kai Lords, Night Fox, Bright Shield, and River Rune. You have
What is that?
that was a distant. Well, River Rune's down by the river, and so when we mention his name, we can only hear him a distance away.
He's always falling behind. He's so lazy.
Yeah.
Gotta take a piss every few seconds. That's all he thinks about is running water. So
You have been you've been summoned to go and meet with kind of your Kai teachers because this is one of the first missions that you are actually undertaking. And so you've been called to go and meet with them to find out exactly what they need from you.
All right,
Okay.
well, I guess we're gonna have to go and collect Rune River because he's goofing off over down by the river again.
hey, River,
Coming!
stop staring at the fish.
Listen, I'm trying to fit. I was just trying to get dinner.
We have cows. We live in a place.
Listen, I wanted fish, okay?
I'm gonna have to use that quote for later. We live in a place.
Are you sure?
I love it.
You have
Why
fish
do you
every
need
night.
egg?
Why do you keep having fish every night?
I like fish.
You know his name's River, don't you?
Go see what we're doing.
Yeah,
sense.
well, we were going. We were having to wait for you to finish fishing all of a sudden.
I had the urge.
I'll start pushing him along with my shield. Fine.
Move. As you kind of gather in the in a small side courtyard, and your master approaches you. And he says, "I'm glad the three of you could make it. We have a small task for you to check on, and I think that it's probably nothing, which I will admit is part of the reason why we're sending you. I think the threat level is low. I don't want you to take that as we don't trust you or your abilities, but I think that between the three of you and going by the well, we don't think there's much to this, but we want you to investigate regardless, because, well, that's what we do, and that's why we're here. There's a small village. It's not too far from here, only about 3 days' journey by horse. There's a village there called Blackbrook, and the mayor of that town is a gentleman known as Terrius Stronghand. And he sent us a rather disturbing letter saying that he believes that some sort of evil has befallen his village. He doesn't go into too many specifics, but as is usual with claims like this, he fears the Dark Lords are behind it. But, sometimes that is true. Sometimes it's mere superstition. Sometimes it's something rather mundane and unimportant. But this Mayor Terrius, he seems quite, in his letter anyway, he seemed quite emphatic about it all. Said there was possibility. He said that people had gone missing and things of that nature. So again, they could simply have wandered off. They could have traveled to another village. They could have died and maybe nobody told him. I don't know. Regardless, you can get yourself geared up, and I want you to head out there and deal with whatever it is you do find. If for some reason it should become something beyond your ability, there is no loss of honor in fleeing and coming back and getting somebody more capable of dealing with this. So don't feel that you must sacrifice yourselves, but also use your best judgment.
Sure.
Any questions at all?
That way.
Sounds like
that
we're
way.
gonna-
Which way?
Yes,
is
it is to the south.
Okay.
Yes, and
Yep.
you can follow the merchant's trail there, and there should be signs. This is a fairly well traveled area.
I
Yes,
suppose
I'm
we'll
sorry.
learn
You
more
had-
when we get there. Then.
Yes.
Got it. When Night Fox starts going to get his stuff.
All right. You're easily outfitted with basic stuff. I believe everybody's got like a little potion of lamb spur or whatever it's called on your sheets
Yeah,
as well.
I think that's the healing potion, right?
Yes, that will give you back 4 endurance points.
Oh, I have a broadsword too. Sweet.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Yep. My bow and
Um,
my broadsword and ready.
cool. The travel, as your Kai Master said, this is a fairly well traveled road, and you spend a good, 2.5, just under 3 days traveling, and you encounter a few people along the way. Nobody they've heard of the village. No one that you have encountered has been there of late. There was, as far as anything interesting, there was a couple of travelers who mentioned they'd heard rumors that there were Geoks in the area, and Geoks is kind of this world's version of orcs. They are shorter, stocky, and green-skinned little evil critters who like to go around and kill things and cause all manner of problems. But nobody has seen any. They just heard other people talk about it. So there hasn't been any confirmed sightings. But beyond that, nobody really says anything of concern or anything concrete about the village itself.
Okay.
Unless there's any specific questions you'd like to ask anyone.
It sounds like there's a lot of rumor and hearsay going around. I don't know. I think we might need to see some of this with our own eyes, really.
I would like to question about the Geoks, like where the rumors say they may be around town or such, like in the woods, in down caves, like any specific area.
Oh, well, my lord, I had heard that it was to the south. I mean, further south, from the village you mentioned, Blackbrook. I want to say, I think there's a larger town, Radich. I want to say that it was around that area where I had heard that this was occurring. I don't think the bands were particularly large, if I remember right, but they numbered enough to cause the outlying areas of the town a bit of concern. I don't know if there was any deaths involved. I want to say a lot of sheep may have been taken and some livestock and things of that nature, but I don't think they were so bold as to come forth and slay. So it couldn't have been too large a band, but I don't know. Again, this is just things that I've heard.
Yeah. Well, any information is useful, sir. Thank you for your cooperation.
Well, of course. Always happy to assist the Kai Lords in doing the good work that you do.
Then he gives a nod and looks at companions. Any questions, guys? No? Yes?
I think that
Nothing.
covers it for me.
Are you sure you're not interested in my blankets? I have a good stock of blankets, and they're handmade by my lovely wife, and they keep you very warm on the trail. I mean, I know you take much pride in your green cloaks that you wear, but these are rather warm blankets. Hildred is quite the seamstress. I'm very, very proud of her work. And happy to. He's like pushing a blanket in your face as he's talking. And he's Vanna Whiting the blanket, gesturing up and down. If you notice the patterns,
Perhaps when we come back through town, we have business, and we wouldn't want our things to get destroyed if we do get into a combat. They are very nice.
Oh,
We don't want anything happening to them.
You make a good point there. So I'll be coming back down this. Of course, I like to travel along this path a lot, selling these wares. I'll keep a good sharp eye out for you, and I'll hold you to your word. I may even give you a good discount.
They
Best
do
to
look
look out
quite
for this man
comfortable.
right here, and he kind of pats Bright Shield on the back. He's easily noticeable by his very large bright shield.
Oh yes, I was noticing that.
I look down at my wooden shield and give him raise my eyebrow at him.
Well, looks like it has a nice polish to it. Is that what kind of oil do you put on that? Is it pig oil on there?
Trade secret.
Ah, yes. All right, that's fair.
Personally, I blame the chainmail mostly for being so visible, but that's perhaps just me.
Yes, I've only heard tales of people walking about
As
in armor.
I clink and clank slightly as I adjust position.
I've always been curious. Does it pinch? If it gets your skin, does it pinch?
That's why you wear a shirt underneath.
But you've never had cause
Wait,
to
you're
not
supposed to wear a shirt underneath?
Oh no, that would be silly.
What? Not wearing a shirt or wearing a shirt? He was talking while I was talking, and I'm not
Sorry.
really sure who you're answering. No. No, that was actually perfect. That worked out really well.
I think you can figure out which one I meant.
Interesting. And the lady Kylords, they definitely would wear a shirt. I would imagine, well, man or woman, it would probably pinch, and he starts rubbing his chest, though. I imagine that would really
We
pinch
have to
and
go
hurt,
now.
but-
Goodbye.
He pulls hairs, yes. Why he's a little bit
Ah.
testy. He learned the hard way to wear
As
a
soon
shirt.
as this guy starts rubbing his chest, I leave.
All right. I have, as you're walking away, he says, I've had hairs pulled off my testes. Yes, it's not very pleasant. Well, okay, well, then I'll see you all later. I'll make
Have
sure.
fun with your hand-woven blankets. God, I hope they're not made of hair.
I'm pulling one of those things with the principal from The Simpsons. I have to go now.
Excellent. All right, and so you continue. Like I said, no more beyond just speaking with folk. Nothing untoward. You, but you do find signs that point you in the direction of Black Brook, and you notice that the area around that you're traveling in slowly but surely becomes more heavily wooded. It's not like this is a village that's stuck in the woods by any means, but it is definitely in a wooded area, part of a larger forest. As you are you're approaching, the village is open air, so there's no gate or anything like that around here, and there's probably about maybe under 50, around maybe 10 to 15 buildings or so here. So it is a smaller village. And you're kind of winding your way through. Hold on, I'm going to find some different music here because something's going to happen. Let's see.
Yes.
I like the title of this one. Let's see how this one sounds. No, that's not good at all.
Welcome to
I
the
want
issue
to-
of a lot of them are named improperly.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. We'll probably have to turn this one down. Jeez, it's not that bad here. All right. We'll keep up.
Yeah, that's the issue.
For a second, we thought we saw an army on the march, but then we were wrong.
Wait a second.
No,
Here they come.
it was gonna be
Nope.
me versus Rune,
The sharks!
River Rune with the freaking battle axes. Okay.
All right. So you're making your way through the village, and you see a few people here and there, but your attention is immediately drawn to kind of around the bend a little bit towards what you're thinking is the village square. You can hear a lot of voices and kind of some angry shouts, and it sounds like somebody is pleading with something, but you're not sure. Sorry, I just found the Manticore song. Anyway, but you can hear you can hear the sounds of kind of people arguing. So there's like a voice, and then all of a sudden there's like a couple voices, and then a bunch of villagers yeah kind of thing. One thing you do notice the few people that you do see as you're going through the village, a lot of them look to be not the healthiest. It's not like they're walking around all pale and peaked or anything like that, but they seem to be maybe a bit slumped over more than normal, or their skin tone is a bit lighter, or maybe
A bit
even
malnourished, maybe.
not necessarily malnourished. They just look, from their skin tone, just a little pallid, I guess. Not the most healthy. As you do kind of round the corner, you can see, sure enough, there's a woman, and she's dressed in a bit more formal type of garb. You recognized it as she is a priestess of the goddess Ishir, and she is standing kind of on the platform where the village well is, and you can't hear from this distance where you stop, but she's kind of pleading with the villagers about something, and they're shouting back at her, and you can see the crowd is like slowly starting to curve and press in on her. She doesn't have a weapon out or anything, but it does seem that the crowd is pressing in. What would you like to do?
Let's get closer and listen to what the arguments are and why they're harassing her.
Maybe we should stop them from encroaching a little bit first,
Well, I mean, that's
I'll
why I
get
want
on
to hear
that.
what the arguments are first, kind of. I mean, if they're like threatening to beat the crap out of her in the next minute, then we'll intervene, yeah, but...
Is
Yeah,
that
I'll,
what it looks like, though? Is it like they're gonna ult her soon, or they're just...
No, from this distance, it doesn't look like they're about to attack her thing,
Okay.
but you do spot a couple of them have, because it's about midday. Well, it's a little afternoon. A couple of them do have, you see like a couple of raised, implements kind of thing.
Well, let's get closer
when they're shouting.
Yeah.
Let's get closer and learn more about the situation.
Yes, and I'll have my quarterstaff out like a walking stick.
Okay. Are you going to stay on your horses or get off?
I will get off the horses, and since I'm a little bit stealthier, try to move through the crowd to closer to the woman.
I'll stay on my horse until I get up close to the crowd, and then I'll jump off.
All right.
And also which also makes me more of an obvious thing to look at while he's trying to be more subtle over there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
With which one, or River?
The obvious part.
Okay. All right. So Night Fox, go ahead and do you have anything that aids you in stealth at all, as far as
I have stealth skill.
Okay.
That does anything else? But
yes, it will give you a bonus of some sort. Go ahead and roll a d10, and let's see what you get here.
Ah, fuck.
All right. So you're moving through,
Nailed
and
it.
you're not necessarily blending in. People are looking at you, and a couple of them, because you've got the distinctive Kai cloaks on.
Yeah.
A couple of them give you.
Is our obvious approach giving him any bit of a bonus, maybe?
Not enough for that lower roll.
Yes, but not enough. All right.
Yes.
Good.
So yeah, some heads are turning and looking at you, and as you're kind of winding your way through there, giving you a double take, but nobody. They don't pay attention to you. They don't pay attention to you for very long.
Yeah.
Before they go back to listening, and so as all three of you are moving up, and as for the two of you who are being more obvious about it, you're getting definite looks, and some people are giving you a little bit more berth, getting out of the way. Some are not, but everybody does notice you and know where you're at. But as you move in, you can hear the woman shouting. She basically throws her hands up, and she has not seemed to notice you yet. And she says, "You must believe me. All of you must believe me. The well, I swear to you, is poison. There is nothing sinister happening here. All of your fears are baseless, but you can't. I implore you, you cannot drink from the water." And then you hear some people shout back again, "But you don't understand, priestess. The nearest source is but 2 days away. There is no way that we can travel that far every day to get water. We would die, sooner die or we would soon die should that happen. You cannot prevent us. Despite your good nature, you cannot prevent us from taking the water from the well. It is our water. And a lot of them are like, yeah. And
can I sixth
yes.
sense to see if there's anything dangerous going on? Like if anything is about to get immediately.
Like if they're about to roll this woman or something.
Yeah, go ahead and make me
Lynch mob style.
Roll a d10, and we'll give you a bonus for this as well. Are you taking dice rolling lessons from Sloan?
Oh man,
Apparently.
roll 20s. Damn.
That week.
You kind of stretch out your senses a little bit, trying to see if something bad is going to happen, or if this just is more angry mob BS. And there's so many conflicting emotions around you, it is difficult to discern which is real and what's going to happen, what's not going to happen.
Okay. As I make my way towards the front and hear this, I raise my voice up and just ask, "What is wrong with the water in this town?" Making sure I'm heard and noticed.
She makes eye contact with you immediately, and you see in her face a recognition of not necessarily who you personally are, but what you are.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Yes, see, the Kai Lords are here. You must listen to them." And she looks at you and she says, This well, this water, I believe it to be poisoned. Look at the people here. They all look ill. They don't look well." And somebody says, We're fine. Stop trying to steal our water. You're just trying to help the other villages." No, and she says, "No, I'm not. Their water is fine. There's nothing wrong with theirs. It is here that the problem exists."
I'll step up to her and ask her for details of how did you learn of the problem with the well? How did it come to be poisoned?
She kind of looks at you. It's complicated, but I believe it's related to the Giak problem this village had a couple of months ago. And some of the villagers said, "No, they were driven off. That was so long ago. There was the brand adventurers who were here before. They took care of that problem. You're just trying to give it to that jerk Johan. You're down in Tarians down there in that village of Tarians. No, we won't have it."
Did somebody do something to the well during that time then?
She says, I believe something may have happened during that time, yes. And she says, they refuse to even acknowledge the possibility. But look at them. And you look out and you do see, sure enough, these people look a lot similar to how the rest of the people that you saw in the village as well. Finally, somebody says, "If you do not let us have access to our water, priestess, it doesn't matter if you have Kai friends here or not. We shall take it." And you're looking at them, and there's only a couple that look originally, so you're not sure exactly how they would accomplish that task.
Just kind of looks around, and is like, what advantage would she get from giving it to other towns? Why would other towns not have their own water? Her concern may be for you, and look, some of you, look at the slumpiness, the drained faces. Surely you must have another source of water you can take from for.
No, it's as he said, and somebody points to somebody in the crowd you can't see. The nearest water is 2 days away.
Can't the other towns give you water?
There's a little bit of and as you're saying that, you see somebody else kind of pushing their way through the crowd, and he makes his way up to you, and he's a little bit better dressed, and he doesn't look as ill as the others, but he says, "Yes, there is. The Sky Lord is right, as is, I believe, our priestess here. She's been a good friend of this village for a while, and she would not cheat you as such. I trust her, And you need to trust her as well. And now that the Kai are here, whatever problem is here surely will be solved. He says, please, I beg of you, as your mayor, go back to your work, go about your day. I will come and we will figure out something about getting water from elsewhere. It won't take that long. The
Is there
Kai are
some
here
way
now.
we can gain access to the source of the well?
He looks at you. Yes, I can. We can discuss here in a moment. And he says, please, all of you, this is enough of this. Go back. Go back. Go back to what you were doing. We'll figure this out. The Kai are here. This problem. They've answered my call. I sent word to their monastery. They will take care of this. And so the crowd kind of slowly starts to go away. Some go far enough away that they'll be out of earshot of a normal conversation, but they kind of stick around and look suspiciously at the group of you. And the guy turns to the three of you and he says, You've answered my call. I wasn't sure if the monastery would hear my pleas, but I'm overjoyed to know that this has happened.
Strong hand, we take any concern into heart, and we make sure to deal with it as much as possible. I am Night Fox. These are my two compatriots, River Ruin and Bright Shield.
And he kind of gives a slight bow to each one of you. You honor me all with your presence. And the woman steps forward and she identifies herself. I'm Lana. I'm a priestess of Ashir. I provide care and comfort to this village and a number of villages in the area. I kind of travel around, making my way back here every couple of weeks or so. The mayor says, "Oh, please, why don't you all come with me and allow me to explain some of what's been going on here."
Yes.
You walk away enough to get away from some people, and he says, the villagers mentioned the Giaks. That is true. They were here about a month or so ago. There was a number of them, and we did lose a couple of people in their initial harassment of the village. They came mostly just for some of our goods. Those that stood up to them, they were fools to do so. They weren't prepared, and they lost their lives. But I was able to send a messenger to another nearby village where some traveling adventurers were to be found, and they came and helped us root out the problem of the Giaks, which we were very grateful for. But it wasn't left. That's when the trouble really began. People started to disappear, one every a few days or so. And then it was about 2 weeks ago. That's when Malik vanished. And everybody can roll a d10. And if you have anything that aids in sight or visual type things, you may let me know, and I'll give you.
I don't think so.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hey.
All right.
I have very few skills.
So,
I'm pretty much combat guy.
So River Rune, you notice when he mentions Malik, you see the expression on Lana's face. It goes immediately sad, and she kind of looks down. But yeah, her face takes on a bit of a sad expression. Well, anyway, 2 weeks ago, that was when Malik vanished. He was a forest. What would be the best way to describe him? He was a man of the forest, a ranger of sorts. He had a special affinity with the woods around us, and it even granted him some additional powers and abilities not unlike your own. But anyway, he vanished, and that's when I really drew a serious amount of concern, because he was a bit of a protector for us. And with him gone in such a manner, I began to truly fear for the village. And then, and you can see his face begins, he really takes on a dark look. And then something, this is what spurned my letter. Something very strange happened, but a few days back. He points off on the other village that you did not come in on. And he says, beyond our village, ever since our founding, we've had a cemetery out there. And it has always been guarded over by a massive willow tree, which stood in the center of the cemetery. And it brought some comfort to those who were burying their dead, and peace to those who were lying there for the rest of their unnatural lives, I guess you could say, once they had passed on. And I noticed when I was walking around the village in the outline a few days ago that, strangely, that willow had vanished. The tree simply was gone. I did not dare to go inside the gates of the cemetery. I admit I was a bit afraid, but I kept them closed and came up with a story to keep the other villagers from going in there and visiting any gravestones should they want or have needs to. So none of the villagers have been in there. I feared that it might start a bit of a panic. I'm sure you can understand. But that might be maybe the best place to start.
Very well. So it just gone as in looked like someone ripped it out of the ground, or it just never existed type thing?
From my vantage point, I could not tell. It was further in, and there's some other foliage and stones kind of in the way. But yes, I'm not sure if it was uprooted, although that seems impractical because the tree itself was kind of large. And I have been told by, I don't know this to be true, but I have been told by my ancestors when I was growing up that the tree actually was a manifestation of a spirit of sorts that has been there since our village's founding. The story goes something like it was a pact that was made with our founders and the spirit that dwelled in this area. And the spirit agreed to stay there in exchange for the help that our founders had given it in a time of need. And it stayed there and guarded over our dead as our village began its life from its founding days. But I've never seen the tree behave in any manner that to me that it was actually a spirit of sorts. So as I grew older, I just chalked it up to being, sort of a tale of sorts. But I think that might be the best place to start. But if you'll, I can take you there if you'd like.
Sounds like a good place to start.
And
As you,
do you know
go
where
ahead.
Malik? Do you know where Malik lived? So we may check his house and surroundings.
Yeah, Lana actually speaks up at that. She says, "Yes, I do. I like I said, I come around this village usually about every 4 weeks or so. I'll stay here for a few days. Malik is her eyes kind of move. She seems to struggle for what to say, but he says he was a good friend of mine. And I was actually, once I was going to complete things, trying to once again to keep the villagers away from the water, I was going to go and look for him again at his place. I can go and check there if you would like to go to and examine the cemetery as Terius suggested.
Okay.
Can you remind me who this Malik guy was again?
Malik was he was kind of like the town ranger. He lived in the woods, not too far outside the village, and just was kind of
something.
He went missing about a couple weeks ago. Yes.
Is that around the time that the poison started?
That was
Or was that 2 months ago?
That was during the time of the disappearances. The sicknesses, and just appearance. That's only happened within about the past week.
Lone Wolf, the sickening.
Well,
Well, yeah. Why don't we check both places? Why don't we check his home first, then check the graveyard after that?
I was gonna say we could do. I'm good at tracking. So I can go check his house with Lana, and if I find any tracks, I can see where they lead to. Ruin, you're supposed to be more mystic, so maybe about some. There's more likely an issue if the dead may be acting wonky, for all we know.
This is true. Okay, well,
So,
Ruin and I will go to the graveyard, and we'll leave you to your tracking, so that we don't cramp your style.
oh my gosh, are you guys seriously splitting the party?
It's the first thing we do.
Yep.
First thing, immediate party split.
Perfect.
Rule number 1 of what you never do in an RPG, and we do it first thing.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Excellent. All right.
Hey, if he gets into trouble, he can just kite the enemies to the graveyard, and then we'll ambush them together.
Okay. All right.
Sing the song. Never split the party.
Thus speaks the eagle wolf.
But as you know, start walking off. He says, "Be safe, my friends. We'll see you back in town."
Be safe.
I mean, we know you're not supposed to split the party, but you can't tell the ranger characters that.
And that's essentially what my character kind of is. He's
I mean, yeah, you're
is the lone
you're the
wolf.
namesake of this game. You're the lone wolf of the party and lone wolf.
but he offers Lana, help on to the horse if she doesn't have one. So
She does have a mount of her own.
Okay,
She
cool.
certainly knows the way.
Okay. So,
All right. We'll take care of you here, Sloan, first.
oh, okay.
First of all, he gets to go first. Gets to
So-
die first.
The ride is only about 30 minutes into the woods outside of the village, and you're heading out there. Are you engaging in small talk with her on the way, or are you just going in?
Yeah, I'm asking her a few questions, learning about her role as to moving around from visiting towns and the history of the area. If there's anything important that she may think may be useful information here.
She does relate. She knows past. Certainly, these woods here being as thick as they are and as vast as they are, she knows that there are pockets where Geoks lair and move about. But they are nomadic enough that it's never been something where they've needed to, or really been able to, do a concentrated effort to root them out. My role and other priestesses of my order, we travel about in villages such as this, which can't sustain a temple or more, or priest or priestess of their own. We will administer to them much like I do with Blackbrook. We will go around and be there for a few days, help the sick, the injured, perhaps preside over a few things here and there. In some cases, rule in legal cases. But Blackbrook has been fairly safe, with the exception of this whole instances, which happened, actually it happened not long after last, so I was not able to come and help them. It's been very quiet, so I'm not sure. I've been very concerned since I learned of Malik's disappearance, and she kind of and says we were more than friends. We were very close.
I gathered. That's also why I didn't want the rest of my compatriots coming. One of them's a little bit more brash than you would be acceptable for someone close to you.
I see. So, as you can understand, bit more vested interest in beyond just helping those here.
Yes.
So, oh, there's his cabin. So you why don't you make me a combat skill roll? Or yeah, so a little basis. What is let me ask you.
My combat skill is 19.
Yes. 19. All right,
Only
that
the
is going
highest of the group. So
go ahead and make me a
Mine's 20.
roll a d10.
okay.
And you also have
Sorry, just Can I
you had
use a
to
reroll?
beat that too somehow.
well done. Even with your bonus from your skill
Oh my
and your
God.
tracking, you
Quick,
you
pay
don't,
50 gold coins for a reroll.
Oh, of course, the next one.
yeah.
Shit.
As you're walking around and you're looking, Lana says to you, "Are you tracking? Perhaps you should look down instead."
Hey, you don't know how to track birds properly like he does. Come on.
Well, I'm
you
trying to
don't-
get a full view of the area. I need to build it in my mind for. What are you doing? This is nothing like training.
he certainly keeps a very well maintained outer area, as far as he's got his own little tiny garden sort of thing there.
Mhm.
You can tell areas where he probably harvests and grows mushrooms. Areas where he may have stored food from time to time,
Mhm.
but you're not picking up anything that gives you any real other evidence besides. And of course, then his cabin is sitting right there, which you haven't gone in yet.
Yeah.
She does say, "I did search. I've been in the village for about 3 or 4 days, and I did search his home, and he was not there. So,
Was there any signs of a altercation in there? Any fights?
No, it was a bit messier than usual. He keeps things fairly well organized,
Mhm.
but I didn't notice anything strange."
Mind if I take a look in there for myself?
Of course. Oh, of course.
So I walk up and I pull out the broadsword. Just I'm not the greatest with it, but it's better than nothing. Just creep the door open.
Okay. It does open. It's not locked or anything. And you're just kind of slowly poking your way in there. And you don't hear anything right away.
I lift up things, look at them with the sword, just like, okay.
You do see there's, you didn't notice first, but up in the rafters, there's a little raccoon kind of hanging around up there looking at you. He chitters a little bit once you start lifting and poking.
Hi, are you friends with? Oh wait, let's see. I grab a little bit of food, put it on the ground. It's like, it's for you. Come down.
A little tentative at first, but then he kind of just, little what are they called? Trash? What are they called?
Trash pandas.
Yeah, trash pandas. He slowly kind of makes his way down and gets up there, and he grabs it and backs up a little bit and sniffs at it and eats it, stares at you, goes and hides under the bed, then peeks out again.
I guess there's no real use in talking to you. I doubt you could show me anything. Unless you know where he went and you can help me.
And then he kind of backs away and disappears into the shadow. Did you find anything?
Oh, did he have a pet raccoon?
Oh, yes. Spearmint. Yes, he did.
Oh, he's currently underneath the bed now with food.
Oh, good. I'm glad to see that he was safe. He wasn't here when I came.
Yeah, he was up in the
Woods.
rafters. I coaxed him down with a little bit of food.
Ah. Oh, he must like you. He doesn't necessarily take to strangers very well. So that says something about you, my friend.
They have a lot in common with him then.
Ah,
So does
the Kai Lord with angst.
does anything look missing in here
Thanks, Lord.
besides Malik?
Besides him, no. But the only thing that jumps out, it looks. Actually, this concerns you. His bow is there.
Was he known for his bowmanship or more for a sword?
Oh, a hunter, a bowman for sure.
No hunter would go without this.
Oh, I had not noticed that before.
Interesting.
And what was this about there being it being messier than usual?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and you can kind of tell that there's like a few things kind of scattered. The bed is not made. It looks like maybe he had a few books, and one's on the floor, one's on his table.
Kind of peer the head down. Spearmint, you didn't make this mess, did you?
Pokes its head back out again.
I'll take that as a maybe. Let me go.
Fuck you.
I'm thankful I gave you the older berries then. I try to go outside if it's possible to do another look around the house, see if there's any tracks I can pick up on.
Just because I feel bad because you rolled a 1, go ahead and do it again.
Please, not another crap. Yay! Yeah, I have tracking as a discipline, so.
All right. So you easily are able to, once you kind of reacquaint yourself with things here now, you do see tracks, and it looks like you've learned kind of 2 things from this. One, we'll make it 3 things. One, it looks like there was 2 sets of footprints, at least 2. Second one is, looks like they head off in a direction that probably leads to where the cemetery is. And then when you see this is just a single set of footprints, it behaves in a very they walk around in a manner that doesn't make much sense to you. Things are just very odd as far as okay, I get that he would walk over here, but now he's just walking around out here, and there's nothing really either to look at, or it's not part of his garden. It's just the footprints seem to indicate strange behavior.
Okay.
Pointless meandering.
Yeah, and maybe almost jerky meandering, and not in the personalities.
Lana, this is going to be a weird question. Was he a very precise, smooth walker, or did he tend to just go about?
It depended on when, I guess, what his mood was. I mean, he was. I knew him as a man who he moved with purpose. If he was going somewhere, it was for a reason. Like most people in the woods, if they're in there for the reasons they're in there, he wasn't one to waste his energy. I don't know. I never knew him to be one who got particularly drunk. I mean, he certainly did, consume, but he was never to do anything that would cause him to lose control of him or his abilities.
What I figured you'd say. And I point out the tracks and talk, how they look, how jagged the movements seem.
She gets more and more concerned the more you point that out, and she says she finally says to you, "Look, I know. I don't know what you want to do next, but I must stay here and just wait for him to come back. My hope is that he would come back here. You, of course, are welcome to stay, but I
I'm gonna follow the
cannot leave.
tracks a little bit more. Staying here may be best. Maybe protect yourself, lock the doors, and stuff. Your experiment's safe.
Of course, of course.
And I'm going to follow these tracks where they lead. And I'll come back if I find out anything.
All right. Oh, good. I will wait for you here.
Okay. And take the horse and start traveling.
Okay. All right. River Rune and Bright Shield.
Who dat?
So Terius was walking you towards the graveyard, and he makes a little bit of small talk with you, and just about, so Kylords, huh? All right, cool. He does say to you, though, as you can, what do you suspect this might be? I mean, do you have any thoughts?
It's really too early to say. I think we need to see the site of the disappearing tree first to be able to say much.
I didn't want to say it with any of the other villages around, but I fear this is the magic of the Dark Lords.
That might be a little much for a poisoned well and some disappearances, but
Perhaps some of their underlings. We can't rule it out yet because we don't really know anything yet.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But whatever it is, I'm sure that you'll be prepared to deal with it. Yes.
Oh, of course. It's too early to jump to any conclusions yet, though. Let's get some more evidence.
If it is Dark Lord, but you have the ability to fight them and drive them back in a way. Yes.
No, certainly.
That's
I don't know
good.
this game, so I have no idea if that's true or not. But I'm just gonna say that.
I believed you, so he believed you.
I don't know if my character believes that or not, but either my statement is accurate or my character is just wanting to calm the guy down. One or the other.
Either way, it's.
I don't know what a Dark Lords is.
So you get to the you get to the cemetery, and he looks at the two of you and looks into the gates as he's unlocking it, and he says, I'm not a warrior like the two of you. Please don't think me a coward if I don't follow you in there.
Well, that's probably for the best.
yes, we think nothing less of you. This is our job, and we will handle things. Stay here, and if you hear anything dangerous going on, get a little further away and
Hear the screaming of a female. That is probably one of us.
I shall go back actually to the village and make sure that things are safe there should anything untoward happen.
You let us know if we're needed back there.
Of course. I will come.
And
And
suddenly
you
the
froze.
world fell
Okay,
silent.
there we go. Okay. You froze for a second there, Chris.
Oh, I did? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll lead the way in, as I have the heavy armor and the shield. Although, as far as I can tell, the only thing armor does in this game is give you more hit points.
and I will danger,
Which is
and
silly,
I will,
but yeah.
danger sense if that
All
is
right.
anything I can do.
I think that sounds like a great thing you can do here. I'm gonna look for where's a scary
6.
track.
You have danger sense in this game too?
Yeah.
6 cents, basically, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And that-
All right. Hold on here.
Technically a fail from what I remember reading about the roll.
Where's the
Well,
scary
depends on
song?
his, if he's got any bonuses or not.
Not to that, no.
All right. Okay. So Sloane's leaving and say, wait a second, should we take a break? But then I realize, well, crap, he's walking in the woods, so screw that guy.
That's right.
Now we can say mean things about him. Now he's gone.
It's more fun to
all right.
do it to his face, though. Really.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so you're walking in here, and basically, and you can see where the center of this would be, and it looks the way things are kind of framed. This main walkway, there definitely is. It looks like something probably should be in the center, but right now you don't see anything. But as you're making, once you get past the threshold of the cemetery, it almost seems as if the trees that on this main walk path are hanging a bit lower and have a bit more of a grim. Oh, he's back. Okay, so shush. Have a grim kind of sinister feel and look about them, as if the branches are just kind of like moving in. And it's it's probably maybe about an hour before sunset at this point, so it's starting to get a little, the sun's getting a little low in the sky. Yeah.
Well, maybe time to light a torch and look around and make sure we can see all the details properly. Go inspect where the tree used to be.
Okay. You light a torch, and you're probably about halfway down the path, and you can hear something off to the side, like something skittering around amongst the brush and maybe the gravestones that are there.
Spearmint.
We're gonna need to give that some attention then.
Do you want to leave the path, or do you want to stay on the path?
Let's
I have
see
a
if we can go
lantern.
catch Gollum.
I have a lantern. Can I shine it at it?
You absolutely can do that.
I mean, I don't know what actually I have. I don't know if mine's a torch or a lantern or what. Oh, it's a lantern as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I was just guessing.
It's
Yeah,
are you
two
going to shine?
lanterns,
Are you both going to shine on the same side, or you can do one on one?
Let's do different sides because there's no point in being overly redundant about this.
All right.
Especially if it dodged his, it might end up running its way into mine.
Okay. So, Bright Shield. You step off to the other side, and as you're turning up the light of your lantern, and you hold it up and push it out as far as you can go without stepping off the path. And there is you're just looking, kind of moving the lantern back and forth, and you bring it to the right, then all of a sudden the light catches two pinpoints of red, and they're staring right back at you, and then you see a flash of white as this pair of teeth kind of opens its mouth, and there's this hiss, and this thing leaps from the bushes and comes at you. And as that's happening, River Rune, the exact same thing happens to you on the other side.
Oh, they're trying to flank us, little buggers.
They are. They're sneaky that way. All right, so these two things come leaping out at you, and you can see they've got gray, which is tight in some places, really loose in others, and they longer nails that are sharp, and there's lots of like...
What was it that was gray and loose and what?
Their skin.
Skin, okay.
Yes, and there's drool and things coming off of their mouth. And they
didn't actually
stink.
hear the word skin, so I was wondering.
And they're coming at you. All right, so let's see now. I'm going to try and take control of these.
It's time to break up the pew pew.
Let me find me some bad guys.
And an actual map to put them on.
Yeah, so how do I clear the map here?
Okay, so there's a little drop down. If you go up, there's like a little page on your chat.
Looks like the little bookmark things at the top.
No, it's like it's over the map itself here.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, the little page toolbar. Ooh,
yeah.
Look at that.
That's and you can click a new page, at which point it'll pop one up, and you can drag where it says players. You drag us over.
That makes that determines which one we're looking at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm learning things.
Don't worry,
right.
You'll forget them quickly. You'll forget by next week.
Oh, and so the one that says players,
Is-
that was what you started
That's
Yes,
the one that we're
that's
looking
that's
at,
the
yeah.
one we're currently on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how do I make the one?
You just click
Be
on
the-
it and drag wherever players to whatever one you want us to be.
Oh, got it. Ooh, look at that. All right.
Oh, there it goes. Yep, worked.
Yay! I did something. All right.
Yay, things.
Yay.
Woo!
Yay.
No, let's see. Oh goodness! All right, here we go. All right. So you guys can put yourselves on there. Is that what you?
You can find like some quickie icons for us.
I think you have to put us there and then give us control of ourselves.
Oh.
Because
All
we
right,
don't
and
have
where do-
anything to put anywhere.
And where do I find you?
You can go into the art one and just look up like some basic heroes if you want to like type in a word real quick that you may think describes us. There should be a fuck ton. If you want me to, I can rejoin as the GM and put some stuff down to help.
Oh wait, here we go. I think we have characters.
Well, the characters are from our Earth Dawn.
Oh no, I mean these look just like generic.
Oh yeah, generic action figure things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just find some guy with a spear, and that'll be me.
Oh boy, you're getting specific on me.
Or I mean, I guess it could be Axe Guy if you want me to. That's okay.
Thor want to be
I
here?
don't
Yeah.
know, whatever.
Oh, there's
I
only
can be-
two.
I
I
can be
put
low
I
rent
put 3 of you
control.
on there, but there should be.
There's 3 now.
All right. So how do I assign control here?
No,
You
I'm a
double click
shit
on
guy
him?
then, I guess.
Okay.
And it should bring up a little overlay, and then you can say controlled by.
No, it's not doing that.
Ah,
No.
Rejoin as GM 1 second. Completely screwed. Give me a second. I gotta load in because they don't pay $40 a year anymore. Seconds.
Yeah.
Debated it. One of the first things that would happen whenever I get I get affiliate. Yep.
Yeah, we'll get you there one of these days.
Oh yeah.
Your viewership
Okay.
seems to be going
So
up.
if you double click, it says edit token represents character. There's a controlled by down. You also should probably put it on object and tokens. Okay.
No, you're losing me on this one.
Okay. On the left side, go to you see the little square right underneath the pointer?
Yes. Oh, okay.
Okay, go to objects and tokens. That's usually where you'll put like the players and the enemies. Because
Okay.
maps is where you'll like draw stuff so they don't destroy it.
Right.
Then if you like double click on like shield guy, double left click, it should bring up an edit token.
I've got add turn, edit, delete, copy, paste, undo,
No, left,
advanced.
double left click.
Hold on.
We're doing
No,
it live,
it's,
folks.
Yeah. Sorry about this.
All right.
It's no, you double left clicking isn't.
Oh. Yeah, right. I'll just put it. Okay, so there's anybody. And okay. So guys, you should be able to control your characters now.
Yay.
All right. Actually, if you right click and you click edits. Why is it not? Okay. Yeah. All right. That works for now. We can control the characters and you can control the bad guys. So should work. Yes.
Okay.
Now get that punk with the bow out of here.
Rejoining back as a player, so I don't fuck up anything and see anything you may want to hide in the GM layer.
As if he knows how to do that.
Yeah, you're giving me a lot of credit here. All right.
Hey guys, I'm on my way.
All right. So they come charging out at you here, and okay. So
how
now
do I
we're gonna
rotate
do.
again.
You got to grab the little thing that sticks out. From the box.
Oh,
That part
yeah.
I do know.
Gotta grab the little nubby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back bobble.
Grab my little vestigial tail there.
All right. So, so here's how we do initiative. We're gonna do it. This is a little bit with a master thing. So let's roll a d10, and you subtract 4 from the result.
5.
All right.
5.
So 5, and then okay. So Bright Shield and River Rune. What are your combat skills?
19.
It'll depend somewhat. Normally I'm at 20, but also I get +2 if they are not immune to Mind Blast, and I guess that he probably gets that too. You also have Mind Blast, right?
Yeah.
These are not immune to Mind Blast.
How long is a combat exchange, by the way?
I can go anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 seconds. I mean, it really varies wildly depending upon how
Because I
things
have a
go.
thing where I can give him a bonus that lasts for 1 combat exchange. So I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know what that means.
We'll call that this encounter.
Does that mean the whole fight?
Sure.
Okay. So I don't know when I could do this, but
You would have
because
to
I
do
a
that
leadership
on.
skill.
Well, yeah, you'd have to do that when your turn comes up for an action. You can
Yeah.
elect to do that instead of get into the fight. Basically.
Well, I will be doing that, but
Okay.
whenever when I get to do that.
All right. So okay. So what is your combat skill in Bright Shield?
In this case, 22.
22 minus 5 puts you at. I'm sorry. 22 plus 5 puts you at 27 for the moment. And River Rune?
19.
19 plus 5 is 20.
You're including your +2 for that, right?
+4. Yeah.
For having Mind Blast?
And weapon.
Yeah, I don't have a weapon bonus. But I am getting a bonus for my shield, which I'm including in that.
Damn it.
Whoops. Nice roll.
Slash R.
I can't do anything. I don't know how I forgot that.
See, that's what you get a 1 in exchange for that derp.
Yeah, exactly. I'm being punished. All right. So rather than ask slow initiative trackers, I'll just keep track of that manually.
Oh, there's a little clock at the bottom left on the where the pointer is on that little line of shit on the left side of the screen.
So under the question mark, or it's the clock.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. All right.
Yeah, and you can just right click on them and put add a turn.
Okay.
Yeah, right click on each token, yeah.
Oh, okay. So let me put that in.
So that you can add that token to the list. There you go. That's what
I have 2
it has my
Grigori,
original
so
name in it for some reason.
I'm gonna trash Grigori and Kaja and me. All right. So your value in this case is 27, and come on. Okay. There we go. All right. So,
That's weird. My token has a name, but Kaja's token doesn't.
yeah. I'm not sure
Yeah.
how that
It
is.
doesn't matter.
All right. So okay, so Bright Shield, you do get to first, so you can use your action to add that bonus if you want. Then you
Does
wouldn't
that cost
be
my action
engaging.
to do that?
Yes.
Okay, it's probably not really worth it then. Maybe if it was going to be a bigger, grander fight, it might be more worth it. But okay,
Sure.
hang on.
But you can certainly straight up attack.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
So I'm guessing I can do a D10
So-
plus something or other.
Right. So here's what we go. Here's what it is. So you're still good. So your combat skill is what is your base combat skill? I'm sorry, is 22.
What do you mean by base?
Well,
exactly?
I mean, before we added the +5 to it, it was
It was 22 before you did the +5. Yeah.
okay. So it's 22, and then we subtract the enemy's combat skill, which in this case is a 16, and so that gives us a bonus of +6.
6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I can't show the snazzy combat results table, but basically it's this big chart where we take your die roll and we cross-reference it to the bonus column, which in this case is a +6. And what did you roll?
5.
5. All right. So looking down, and if you want to know where this is in the Book of Kai Legends on page 79 of the PDF. But we look at the random number, which in this case was a 5. And we do a little cross-reference to the 6. So in this case, the enemy loses 10 of its endurance, and you lose 2 of your endurance.
Oh, is this the combat results table PDF?
Because
Because I don't have a Kai Legends.
yes, the combat results table. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
So he loses how much?
He loses 10. You lose 2.
Okay. I guess I'll tracker it on. Wait a second. There it is. I'll put it in my little green thing.
Okay. All right. So basically, your exchange, you've got what, a spear? Or you got a sword?
A spear and a shield.
Spear and a shield. And so as this thing's coming at you and clawing at you, you're using your shield as you're blocking a few blows, and you find a couple of good points where you get a couple good stabs at it. But at the same time, one of its claws kind of gets up underneath and gives you a small scratch as
I
you
took a link or two off my chainmail. It sounds like
exactly. All right. So then River Rune
+4 endurance. So I guess it's ripped halfway through my chainmail by now.
Yes. So now basically the same thing for you, River Rune. And your combat skill before you got the +5 was a 19.
Yep.
Right? All right.
Yep.
And his is a 16 also. So this only gives you a +3 on the ratio. So you go ahead and roll a D10.
Gotcha.
All right. So you get a 3. A 3 and a +3 is going to he's going to take 7 points of damage and take 3.
Yep.
So I will adjust
It's
his.
an interesting
as
way
well.
of resolving an exchange.
It is.
Kind of summarizes things in
Huh.
a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. So it's not like, hey, it's my turn. I'm going to swing. I'm going to swing. It's resolved at once. Now, technically, it's their turn to move. They can't, since they've already engaged in combat, they can't do another thing of combat. But if they had some other ability to do that, then they could try and make an attempt to do that here. They don't. So they're just going to continue the fight, basically. Maybe circle around a little bit. As you do
Occasionally
your
wincing is in pain as we're mind blasting them.
Yes. And hissing and snarling at you.
Mind bullets.
So-
even
but-
again.
But
Yeah.
just to keep things interesting, though, let's go ahead and D10 again, because this is where we can alter the initiative a little bit. So 2 minus 4. So I got okay. So I'm at a 19, and just see 2 minus 4 is -2. Who got the 2? That was Kaja.
Yep.
So you drop to a 17. And then would you get there,
6.
Bright Shield? 6. So it's 2, and your base skill is 22, you say?
Mm.
It's 24. All right. Okay. So, Bright Shield, you go first again. We still have the same ratio as a +6. So as
Okay.
long as you don't roll crappy, you
Yeah.
could really do damage to this thing here. So go
I'll
ahead.
just keep at it. Yeah.
Keep at it with the spear.
Rolled a 5, which is the same as I rolled last time.
Same as you rolled last time. So we're going to, strangely, get the exact same result.
How does that happen?
Yeah,
Weird.
what's up with that? So you lose another 2, and he's
All right,
going to
well,
lose.
there goes my the effectiveness of my chainmail. I've got a big hole in the chest now.
He's just gouged through, but
no blood drops yet.
But yeah, he this beast is hurting quite a bit. It's oozing just this black liquid that's just coming out of its various holes that you've made with your spear as you've continued to stab it and jab it. And technically now they get to go next. It's it does back up a bit in an attempt to try and draw you into the woods. But it's not running away from you, so it has kind of pulled back a little bit and is kind of standing there in a video game combat stance.
It's doing the come at me.
Yeah. But this one that's fighting you, Rivermoon, stays true and keeps coming at you. And he's technically going first. Got him at a minus. No, let me think here. I have to redo this. It's yours minus theirs. So it's still, you have it a +3. So I'm going to roll.
Okay.
And I'm going to get it right this time. Ooh, that's not going to be good for me. So you see, you got a +3 of 6. Yeah. So he comes at you very hard, but you're ready for it. And he takes 10, and you end up taking 2.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Huh. So I just used I just strained myself. That sounds all right.
Yeah, basically, you use a little strain, but yeah, you were totally ready for it. And you have a quarterstaff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just batting this thing in the side of the head. In fact, you probably have snapped one of its joints, so one of its arms is hanging there very loosely as you continue to fight. All right. So it would now be your turn. Oh wait, I did this wrong. This guy's this way. There we go. Okay.
I will stick here. I'm not about to go off the path because it wants me to do that, and I'm fighting that one, and the other one wants to run off.
There we go. I get. So you're gonna keep up with it, fighting it.
Yep.
All right. So let's go ahead and roll again for initiative.
7.
Also.
2 7s again. Nice.
Oh.
All right. So that gives me 5, 2. So that is and 3, 2. That is 25. 3, 2. Oops. Wait. You're 22 plus 3. You guys still beat me.
Yay.
All right.
Not by as much as before.
No. So go ahead there, Shield.
Okay, question. Is Mind Blast just a thing that gives me a bonus in melee, or can I actually make ranged attacks with it?
No,
this
it's
is
just a melee thing.
Yep. Just
Okay,
what he said.
It's just to distract people in melee thing. All right.
Yes.
Well, I hate to give him what he wants, but on the other hand, I don't have any ranged attacks, and I don't know what else he could be up to. So I'll go ahead and advance a little bit on him.
All right. So you step into the darkness a little bit.
I'm not going to go all the way into the woods or anything, but I'll take at least a couple steps forward.
Right, and he's not back quite far enough to do that, but it looks like he's trying to sucker you back into his territory. Yeah. But he can't get too far away from you.
I'll let him think he's succeeding while I try to finish him off.
All right, which you should be able to do this round. So go ahead and roll that.
Theoretically. 3. It's not as good.
3.
Theoretically being
3 on a +5. You only end up taking. However,
What was that number? What?
3.
I take 3?
Yes. But he, however, takes a bit too much from your assault. So as you jump into the woods, your spear leading the way, you kind of drive it into his chest, and as he's kind of shaking there, he grabs, he like reaches out with his claws and just kind of rakes them across your arms, but then he promptly dies.
I take some damage from his death throes.
From his death throes. And then we're up to you there, River.
Hello? Dakota?
Sorry.
That's
I'm the
right.
one who can be off in La La Land. You're in combat, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm trying to get a cough drop out of his bag.
I'm trying to...
Easy for
Trying
you
to
to
get a
say.
cough drop out of his bag. It's not working. What's the fight?
Use your bare hand.
I am.
It's the only hands he's got.
Dakota, during that exchange, as you are fighting off with them, you're giving him more than what he's given you, but you still take 3 points of damage, and he ends up taking 6. But he's still kicking him, and looks like he's still got a little bit of fight left in him. But for the sake of story, we shall end to make up for all my pauses earlier. He does not last another round, and you are able to finish him off, and he promptly dies.
I like how the
Horrible.
combat is like almost mirrored on both sides of the path here.
Yeah. And so you have these 2 dead creatures now lying at your feet. They look, like I said, skin's tight in some places, loose in others. They're now either heavily bruised or just kind of spewing out this black, gooey ichor stuff from them.
Delicious. Have we seen or read about anything like this before?
Roll me a d10.
Nope.
Oh
Never
man,
mind.
both you guys are like a married
Twins.
couple. You keep
Twinsies.
it's amazing. No, neither one of you know what this is. Although, so to you, it just appears to be an abomination of some sort.
Some sort of weird Birdman thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, not Birdman. Just some sort of weird, skinny. They're
It looks
definitely
very birdy on the tokens.
Well,
anyway.
yeah, because that's the best I could do. They are humanoid in appearance, certainly.
How tall?
They're dressed in torn, sackcloth and trousers.
How tall are they?
They appear to be about human size.
So they're just like humans, but wrong in some way.
Yeah, and then in once you can finally get your lantern to look there too, you see that their skin, where you didn't stab them or beat them about the head and shoulders, has definitely taken on a kind of a grayish pallor to it. So all the color has been drained from it.
How are they attacking us exactly?
With their claws or their hands, which had kind of become like bony protrusions or elongated fingernails.
It's almost like ghouls or something.
That's actually what they were. Nicely done. Ha ha ha.
Let's search the body to see if there's anything on it that might be indicative of anything else. I mean, some sort of clues on them.
But
Yeah.
the only... Go ahead and roll me a d10. Let's see what you find.
I'll
Let's see
search
if
the other one. So
Hey!
Oh my God,
They got
you
it. I
actually-
found it.
I
Wow.
didn't find it.
You're mostly just like, don't touch. Yeah. No.
Mm.
I have determined that it is gross.
Ew.
I'm magic, not physical. God.
I'm having a better job of it with my staff, or
Yes,
using my spear like a staff to prod at it.
I have determined it's gross and that I'm not touching it.
I am the
because-
prissy bitch now, so
Yes, because it is gross, as I have said. You one thing that you find, Bright Shield, that just definitely gives you a clue is there is some stitching on the trousers of the one that you killed that looks exactly like a pair of trousers that you happen to see on another villager that was in the village when you first came in there.
So it's
It
like a
was part of
local style, is what you're saying.
local style, or local Nike swoosh sort of thing. You know, that kind
How old do the pants look? Are they like really rotting? Are they kind of fresh?
It's relatively fresh. You're thinking perhaps no more than a month for sure. They're dirty, but
Yeah, they've been worn for a month without being washed, kind of thing.
Yes, they're covered in dirt, but look to be
I'll call
relatively
to
decent.
River's attention. Looks like the villagers are being corrupted into these things by the poison, perhaps. This looks like a local.
That's definitely possible. They did look rather sickly. I can see it turning into this.
Keep your eye out for more. Let's continue our search for the cause.
Yes, let us keep going deeper.
Deeper.
So let's go back towards where we were originally going to investigate the site of the tree.
All right.
But with more wariness of potential more flanking attacks along the way.
I got that sixth sense going again to see if I can finally notice something.
Your palms are itchy now.
And the answer is no.
Palms are sweaty, knees weak.
Mom spaghetti.
That's what was in that one guy. That's why he was sick.
That's why he was sick. Yeah, he had
You
mom
never eat mom
spaghetti.
spaghetti.
It's not a good.
I don't know what's wrong with your mom. My mom made great spaghetti.
Especially with that
Delicious.
questionable, like 2-week-old freezer meat.
Ooh.
Oof. Yeah. Oof.
The big tube that they just put in the fridge, cut a slice off, and put it back in.
Yes, the chub. That was actually what they were.
I hated the chub.
I know.
What is this sauce made of? Meat.
What is the sauce made of? Don't ask questions you don't want to know.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to the tavern, they're offering roast meat for dinner. What kind of meat is it? It's meat.
It's meat.
It's edible.
Yeah. Yeah, you're hungry, right? Well, yes. Well, then don't ask what it is.
Oh God, the amount.
No, it's even better when it's even better when the innkeeper looks confused and then just tells you it's meat. Like he doesn't even know what it is.
I've
actually
I've actually got it from like some cousins that came up from Mexico. What is this? Oh, you're hungry, right? Yeah. Then don't question. Just eat.
What is this meat? It's the last customer who questioned me.
Of course, the real problem is if you say this is meat, right, and he says, no, it's Meatless Monday. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is meat, right? Sure.
If that makes you feel better, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. We're an all vegan restaurant, but yeah, you're the exception here.
I think something died to give this to you, so sure.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry. Back to non-meaty discussions. So you make your way into the center, and sure enough, you can see there's gravestones going off in all directions, except for in the massive middle of it, where it was clear that at one point a tree stood, and now all there is here is a hole that kind of leads directly into the ground.
Is there any sign of like drag marks around it anywhere, or
not on the
footprints or
outside?
anything?
No, nothing that stands out.
So there's no indication that anything was dragged away.
No obvious signs of anything like that.
How about prints? Like this is a magical world. Was it maybe a treant that walked away? Are there like signs of walking away?
There's obviously a lot of disturbance around where this tree was. It almost looks
There's signs that it got pulled out or pulled itself out or something then,
well, or pulled down.
or down. So it's more caved in than pulled out.
Yeah,
the dirt
I mean,
didn't go like
there's
this. It went like this.
there certainly is some dirt that looks like it has exploded out, but the vast majority of it, I mean, it looks like it sunk into whatever this hole is
All
here.
right,
Yes.
let's shine the lantern down the hole. How deep is this?
It goes past the light of your lantern,
Oh, okay.
but but you see plenty of roots and things that could be used to climb down if you wanted to try and do that.
Let's test them and make sure they're strong enough for that.
Yeah, you pull up a couple that do seem certainly, well, they're long. You don't know if they touch the bottom, but you give them a good tug to test the strength of them, and there's not a lot of give, so they should hold you. It's about this time that Night Fox is making his return to the cemetery.
All right, I'm gonna just to be on the extra safe side. I've got a coil of rope. I'm going to secure it to something nearby that whatever the closest something that is really sturdy is,
Okay,
and use that just to help make sure.
cool.
Also, probably that might give me more length as well. Maybe.
Okay, so you're tying it to one of the roots. Is that what you're saying?
Whatever I can find that's relatively close to the hole and responds well to my tests of integrity and
Okay.
strength.
Yep, that you can
I
easily
have
do
no
that.
idea how long my rope is though, because it doesn't tell me. I assume there's a standard.
There's probably a
to
standard
coil
length.
of rope in this rule set. So
Yes.
it is that, I guess.
It's that length.
It's that length, which happens to be appropriate length.
It happens to be 1 foot longer than you need it to be.
But so yeah, I follow the trail or the tracks leading to the cemetery, correct?
Yes, and they actually they make their way, kind of make their way to a back wall, where you're on the other side of it, and I mean it's not like it's a high wall. I mean you can still see over it, and you can see two kind of balls of light near the center, and some voices speaking, and it looks like it's your companions.
Oh, okay. I still stealth up just in case someone's sounds similar, but it's not them.
And that's when you find
Cool.
out that we're actually doppelgangers.
9 just to slowly make my way up there and kind of hidden till I'm sure that it's Ruin and Bright Shield.
You absolutely do. Riveroon, you get your sixth sense does kind of go off that there is someone nearby, but
I just
you
Batman
realize
in back of him type thing, like hello.
But you realize, yeah, right about the time he reveals definitely.
Sorry, right around the time he reveals himself, what?
That's what his sixth sense is. Just me.
Yeah, you realize it's him.
So going down a hole now.
Looks like the tree sunk down into the ground from here, and we fought a couple of creatures back there that looked like some sort of corrupted villagers turned into beasts,
Huh.
or undead of some sort.
You want to know the weird thing? I didn't come here because I was done there, and there's a tracks leading to here from his Malik's house.
Really?
Yeah, 2 sets. One was apparently supposed to be his, but it was a bit more chaotic, so that concerned Finlana.
Perhaps there was something wrong with him, and somebody
Potentially.
took him off here,
Potentially.
led him here,
That you
clouded his mind and led him over here.
killed 2 villagers, you said?
Well, we killed 2 undead that looked like they may have been previous villagers. Their clothes looked to be of the villagers' style, and no more than maybe a month old.
Hmm. Very well then.
We can show you them if you like.
I'm
They're
assuming
just
it's
over there.
the lumps. Yes. And
You might, at this point, you probably have also noticed that there are rips and tears in my chainmail.
in both y'all's.
Yeah, I don't know what armor he's got on.
Well,
I'm
But
just a
yes.
little cut up.
Rips
a
and
bit.
tears in whatever he's wearing, and possibly also a little bit in himself.
Well, depending on how long it's been, I'm fully healed.
I don't know. Are you? What?
How long has it been since the
A
fight?
few minutes, I think.
Yeah, probably maybe about 10, 15 minutes,
I don't
20.
know what the
Okay.
healing rate's
tops.
like in this game, so I don't know where that.
I
statement
have
came from.
healing. So I have healing, so I can heal one.
Can you
every
use it
10
on me too?
minutes. Yeah, I can use it one. Actually, here, I'll just give him a good
smack in
grab
the
on the
face.
shoulders and heal him 2 damage for endurance or whatever.
Cool.
Oh, thank you.
Coke.
Dr. Pepper,
Oh,
our unofficial
Oh, yeah.
sponsor.
Our
Oh,
other
okay.
sponsor. Yeah.
That
Dr.
looks
Pepper,
really
even
red.
better.
And now one of our other ones, if we could.
Oh, that reminds me of something
Yeah.
I saw that was amusing at the mall today. Apparently, I went over to the grocery store because they were having a sale of 50% off Pepsi drinks. So I was going to stock up, and I noticed. I decided to check Walmart to see what was going on with them as well, and they had 50% off of Coke products.
Nice.
It was like Walmart and the grocery store were having a Coke Pepsi war.
It's a war.
I will go on the all Oreo diet if they.
Wait, it'll be a vegan.
That sounds like a great way to die of malnutrition.
Technically, it is a vegan diet. There is no animal product in this.
Yep.
If they pay me enough money, I'll be fine. I can afford supplements.
But then it's not.
So
truly
there's
the
a-
all Oreo diet.
So there's a root and a rope, yes, down into the hole.
Yeah, let's go in the hole after I heal him a bit. And
Well, he's grabbing his ass. I'll go check the corpse real quick. And
The rope is basically the backup plan in case the route's not long enough. But where's the root coming from, anyways? Now that since the tree's missing,
it's coming from the ground that surrounds the hole.
does it look like it leads off to is there another tree nearby it leads to?
Well, I mean, there's some small trees and brushes and shrubs, but this does not look like it is.
Looks like it's left behind by the willow.
That yes.
Okay. Interesting.
yeah,
All right,
so down the hole we go.
down the hole we go. Who has
Electric was
helps
down the hole.
to benefit their climbing ability?
Nope.
Nobody. All right.
Mm,
yeah.
That's
wait,
fine.
Wait.
Nope.
I'll give you a.
I have acrobatics as a skill.
That should work then.
Yeah,
if
I'll
we're
give.
using those.
Yeah, I'll give you a +1 to that, and if your combat skill is between 15 and 19, you get an additional +1. If it's over 20, you get an additional +2.
Yay! So
So
+2 overall. For
Is
me.
it nighttime
Yes.
yet, or right now, or is it?
yes, the sun is just going down.
Oh, sweet! So I get a bonus then. So I'm at 20 then.
Okay.
You getting your nighttime edgelord bonus?
Yeah, I'm a night owl. It's really just an owl.
Nice.
A 10. Ah.
Nice.
It's true. The term night owl is a little redundant, isn't it?
So it's
A
that
10
plus
is a
20.
0.
Yeah, I know. But it's plus. But it's
Yep,
plus the
that's
skill, which is 20 right now.
So your total bonuses though was what, +4? No, total was +2 because the rope and then your +3. So your combat skill.
Yeah.
All right. So you netted a 3 basically.
Okay.
Kaji, Bright Shield has no problems. River Rune, you netted a what?
4.
4. Okay. Who's going down first? Let me ask you this.
I'll go first because I'm used to being the guy up front with the shield and the armor.
Oh my gosh, that works perfect. All right. So, all right. So, are you guys' little icons here on the
I don't
map
know.
anywhere?
Let
Okay.
me see.
No.
No, I don't see him anywhere.
So I have to get him back there again. Is that
I
what?
think you have to copy and paste them or something.
Welcome to my hell.
I suddenly have a tremendous amount of appreciation for you, Sloan. All right, so I basically have to call them back up again.
Yeah,
Do.
it should be in the art stuff.
Yes, I can do that.
This is like you're going to visit your friend's restaurant and you get your first peek behind the kitchen doors to see
Yeah.
what the operations are really like back there.
That or your first peek at like, holy crap! So this is what it takes to be a streamer or a YouTuber. Fuck, that's a lot of editing. You know,
Editing
in the proper
What?
sense, unlike Prendar here. it's-
When you're doing it right, unlike me. I mean, editing is actually a lot of time and work, which is why I don't do it. But once in a while, when I'm forced to do it, it is a pain in my ass.
I love the fact we're gonna have like different. You know, you could have gone back to the other map too, right?
Oh yeah, I probably could have done that. All right,
Yay!
all right.
Actually, no, Sloan, the editing wouldn't be as bad if Hit Film wasn't so fucking laggy.
Yeah, it's kind of. It's got so much crap that it's trying to do.
Yeah. If
Okay,
it was
for
more
some-
responsive, it wouldn't be nearly so bad.
So it doesn't let you like double click rapidly on the characters.
Yes, I can do that. So I've assigned. Let's see, I assigned Kaja, and that would be Gory. But now you don't show up on here though.
Oh, it should be under just Sloan or not.
like how
So
your-
it says
Your
it
archers
says
look guys
represents
from Battle.
characters. Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh
You're
no,
not listed.
not represent characters. Controlled by is what you want. Bottom.
Well, oh, okay.
Yeah. Represents characters means like you can put HP and stuff from the stat page. Yeah. Ah, there you go.
I think you gave me
Okay.
control of the wrong one.
Whee.
Well, I put a different one out there. I haven't given you control yet.
Well, I can control the guy with the sword for some reason. That's
Well,
okay.
not
It doesn't
I
matter.
was gonna say I don't think it really matters
Yeah.
when it comes down to it. We're just at this point we'd be using like a dice that we all put down for our characters. Hey, Bradley.
Hey,
All right.
Bradley.
Okay. All right. So, Bright Shield, you make your way down the route, and then eventually,
I still can't
Chain-
control myself, by the way. Just so you know.
gosh damn it,
Gosh
you're Bright
damn
Shield,
it,
right?
that's an interesting.
I'm assuming I'm the character with the shield in the picture.
No,
Oh.
you're the guy with the
No, okay.
thing.
No?
Yeah, I forgot. I was picking a guy with a spear.
Well, that's a sword. so okay.
It
Well, it
doesn't
was
matter,
spear-
just move it.
Spear-ish.
Okay, I'm the guy in the party who has a shield but doesn't have a shield.
Is
Got
Earth
it.
Dawn over? No, Earth Dawn is not happening this week because, as I told these guys a month ago, it's my birthday today. I'm not DMing, and so Chris
Happy
here
birthday to you.
is very kindly.
All right, stop now. We
running
don't
the
want to
game.
get sued.
No, that's public domain, so it's fine.
Yeah, they ruled it
Yeah.
public domain.
Not what I've heard. Oh, is that
maybe
a
in
recent change?
maybe in Canada it's not.
I don't think
Uh,
that's a regional thing. Anyways, yeah. So
All right.
Vulcan, we're doing a one shot today.
Yep.
It'll be Earthdawn again next time.
Yep.
Assuming
Yeah,
we're all here.
You're stuck with me. Sorry.
Oh.
But so Bright Shield, you start just climbing down on the route, and it eventually does change over to your rope, maybe about 20 feet down.
Aha.
But then it doesn't go for much longer than that, and then you finally touch ground down here, down in a hole, and Alice in Chains starts playing, and you don't. It's dirt and wet down here, and a little bit sploshy and splurchy. But you're down there. You got your lantern, and you're kind of in an open open
Cavern?
cavern. Easy for me to say.
Open
And
caravan.
then there is a tunnel that kind of winds down
All
this
right.
way. All right,
I'll lead the way.
who's next?
I will stand guard up there while River Ruin climbs his ass down.
All right.
So, in other words, the guy with the bow is going into Overwatch.
Well, I can
So-
snipe, yes. So,
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
yeah.
So
Covering
River
me.
Rune, you start making your way down there, and you maybe get about halfway down, and your foot slips as you're bracing it against some nearby ground, and that causes you to kind of adjust really quick, and you lose your grip, and then you fall.
Oh,
Aw.
Lord. Do I
And-
see
Damn,
a
horse shit right
neck?
there.
I like the smell of this horse shit. And you take damage, though, as you kind of land in the muck.
I take damage. I don't even get to make a roll. To avoid
No,
it?
this
Oh,
is
man.
no. This is River Rune.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't get to make a roll, or is that because of his bad
That's-
climbing roll?
That was because his bad climbing roll, he fell.
Oh, Gotcha.
And also as extra humiliation.
Yeah, so pretty much I started making sure, like, hey, are you okay? I'm guessing I just fall in.
Yeah. And you start down, and yeah, essentially almost the exact same thing happens to you. And I have a feeling because it's your birthday, I'm going to get a 9 here.
Birthday spankings.
Oh no, 10. That's better. 0.
No
Yay.
damage.
That's true. You can't have 0 point of damage. You got to have something.
Yeah, 9's high. No, I can. I land on my feet perfectly.
Good job.
Why do you, what the fuck? I know.
You
I
can't
know.
take 0
I-
points of damage.
I know.
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can. It's right here. It's like 0. It's just it's on the combat thing. I can land in even muddier shit.
Because you rolled 2 zeros, I will split the difference. Give you 4 damage.
Okay. God damn it. Do I tap 4 points of damage on me?
You have 4 points of damage on you.
I will just pat you on the shoulder, go, me too, buddy, and heal 2 of it.
Thank you. That mostly just took out the fucking waistcoat endurance armor thing. Just sitting there looking up. Are we crappy Kai Lords?
You know, sometimes I think we are.
Because I didn't see shit when I first showed up to Malik's thing. It took me a bit of walking around. I made friends with a raccoon.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sure that
that's
will
one.
do as much good in solving this riddle.
Well,
That's
it
one
was the
we
guy's
did.
pet, so.
I feel
That's
like
great.
more admirable than what we did.
Listen. Just because you hate all animals, there, Bright Shield.
Look, do I need to explore this cavern by myself, or are you guys coming?
Fine, we're coming. Jesus.
Whatever. Jeez.
Somebody has to be focused on the task here. Oh, come on.
So as you make your way down, you notice there's like a little
By the way, the ironic thing about that exchange is that I actually have the animal kinship skill.
Yes, and that's why you hate all animals, because they're assholes.
I know what jerks they really are.
Exactly.
Cut, cut.
Take away women and
Hey, man.
booze, and suddenly he's super focused on the mission. Jeez.
Speaking of how much assholes animals are, this is how we know that the Earth isn't flat. Because if it was, cats would have pushed everything off the edge by now.
Anyways, so yes, we're going down the cavern.
yeah. So I'm trying to get the damn color line to change, but we don't bother with that. So one of the things you notice as you go down the passage is that there's a bit of a big use. Like I said, it was all muddy up in the entrance area where you came down, but a lot of that water has kind of coalesced into a small stream that kind of runs down the middle of the passage as you're going down.
Which direction is it flowing in?
Down.
South?
I mean,
I'm assuming it's
Okay.
going down. I think we're up higher than it is?
yeah. I mean,
Well, I didn't know what the lay of the land was.
yeah. No, I
Sure.
mean, tunnel wise. Well, I mean, you mean like in the tunnel itself?
Yeah, it's the tunnel going slightly downward, so the water is.
There is a
Going down.
very slight decline. Yes, but not
Okay,
not
so
an extreme one.
So that would be the way the water's going. Right.
Yes.
Okay. What is the source of the water over there anyway? Is it like rainwater or?
It appears to be rainwater, or maybe close to the water table down.
Okay.
Not sure.
All right. Well, onwards then.
Onward.
Maybe a little bit of pisses me in ruin as falling to what we assumed was our deaths in a
Yeah.
stupid way.
Actually, out of curiosity as well, I want to have a quick check of the water to see if it seems to be clean or obviously tainted in any way.
Well, aside from tasting dirty, it appears.
Well, I'm not tasting it, but I'm gonna like look at it and sniff it, just to see if there's any weird fumes coming off of it or something.
No weird fumes. No.
Okay.
River Rune, roll me a D10. What is your combat skill, by the way?
19.
19. You
I'm
may
not asking
add
for any
a,
particular reason.
you may add a +1 to the roll.
So,
Okay. All right. You don't notice anything untoward.
oh, I do have perception.
Oh. Okay.
Like,
You
what, like a
actually
+2 or something.
something like that. You do actually pick up a bit of you get as he's kind of down there bending close and sniffing the water and running his fingers through it. You do get a danger sense, a slight danger sense from what he's doing.
Don't do that. Don't drink. Don't touch the water. Don't drink it. Don't.
Wasn't
do
planning
anything with
to.
it. Well, don't touch it anymore either.
Is there
Okay.
something wrong with it?
It damn well feels like it. The feeling I'm getting. And I'll just. Is there like a rat or something nearby?
No, there's no critters.
All right, let's go back and examine the source of this water for a second to see if there's a clue over there.
As you turn to go make your way back, you hear a sound further down the passageway. It almost sounds like a somewhere between like a hiss and a rattle.
Oh, it's the things that attacked us before, I think.
All right, one
Could
of
be.
you go look at the source of the water. And the other two of us will cover this entrance, this cavern tunnel, in case something comes at us.
I'll look at the wall. I'll go check this source.
Okay.
Thing. You guys can like here.
All right. So how are you checking this, River?
Well, I don't really want to touch it. So if I have I have like a pair of gloves or whatever. I'll like put one on and like swish my hand through the water and then like
Okay.
try to.
Can I fuck it?
I mean, just generally trying to see whether or not there's just something obvious about where the water is coming out, that it's coming out already
Yeah.
tainted. or
I'll
something.
maybe use the quarterstaff to like push at the very bottom and try to like scrape. Because if it's like stone, then it'll feel different than if there's something squishy at the bottom.
It is. Well, it's definitely squishy. You're not hitting it. Put on one of your leather gloves and you're running it through there, and you're kind of opening up your senses, since it was your sixth sense that alerted you the first time, and you're kind of getting a bit of a it's almost like as if there was a sinister bit of nature to the water, but you can't really place your finger on it of like what the specific nature of it is, other than the fact that you just get a very sinister sensation.
I'll go back to these guys and just be like, can't tell what it is, but there's something wrong with this water, and I feel like it, despite the fact that it flows that way, the issue might be down there.
All right, well, let's move on. We heard something hissing down there, so weapons ready.
Weapons ready. Lanterns at the lead.
Maybe how much were we able to? You healed me for 2, was it right?
Yep.
I think I was at 18 before, so that means I'm at 20. Okay.
And if this is taking more than 10 minutes to do all this, I get another health point back. I kind of need that.
Probably at least 10 minutes have passed. Yes.
And what does that mean? What?
He gets a health point back.
I have healing, so every 10 minutes I heal a health point.
Oh, okay. How often can you heal other people?
Once a day, and since the day ended, I assume.
Oh man, having healing gives you regen. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
If we were to actually have a longer game of this, I would have to make sure I had that.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know
everyone
how-
has
how
the
good
same
this game
skill
is
skit. That's
long-term, though.
weird.
It seems to have limited character building or character growth advancement.
It's more of
stuff,
RP.
So.
It's, anyways.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's good for
Um,
one shots though.
All right. So,
Upwards.
yeah, you continue to head down. Sloan, do you want to do a short break right here? Because
Yeah, we can do a quickie break.
All right, do your little intermission thingy.
We've been
Yes.
2
Let's have a
hours
break.
so far, so
Yeah.
we will be right back, everybody. Don't go anywhere. I'm just going to put up the screen.
Something bad's about to happen to him.
Kitty cat.
Oh, a lot of bad
Sweet.
things are about to happen.
Kitty cat.
And be rejoiced by Dakota's kitty cat song.
Oh,
Kitty cat,
should I? Oh, you want me to play the song?
Such a bad
You
kid.
can if you want to.
Manticore.
Okay, hold on, I'll find it.
Manticore. Kitty cat.
I'll find it. Hold on, everybody.
Yes, I know you're a butt. And I know you're in heat, and I know you wanted to fuck the outside, but you're not allowed to. And if you ever run away from me again, I'll tape you to the door of this room so you can't leave. Kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty cat, meow meow meow. Kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty cat, meow meow meow. Ancient Greece, never the vicious beast. Remember to trail, remember the beast. You can't be tall. Remember to go. Like, London Manticore! Manticore, Manticore, Manticore. Manticore, kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty cat. Oh, yes, whenever you feel sad. The core is sad. The core bad. Run with your dad. Kitty cat, 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 kitty cat. If Sloan's recording this, he's gonna have a silly thing waiting for him later.
The cat song?
Kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty cat, meow meow meow. Kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty cat, meow meow meow. I'm not letting her leave my side since she was a bad kitty.
Or is she a bad kitty?
Because she ran outside after the pizza guy when the pizza guy went to put the pizza in the apartment on the table.
Well, she wanted to go get you an extra free pizza.
No, she wanted to go bang outside because she's in heat.
Oh.
But she's too dumb to know how doors work.
Did she just ram right into the door?
She ran all the way down the stairs, and then since she couldn't get out, she was just rubbing her ass against the outside door. The pizza guy brought her up and was like, here you go.
Good pizza guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Rolls. Kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty cat. Meow, 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 meow. You're gonna hate me when you finally get out of heat, but right now you don't care to fight. Because you just want attention. Of any kind. You're also really dandruffy. Just lay down. Also, you're recording this one, Sloan.
Yeah.
Okay. Meow. Kitty cat. Kitty cat. Meow meow meow. I'm the cat. I'm the cat. I'm the kitty cat. Dance, 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 dance. Kitty cat. Dance, 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 dance. Meow meow meow. Meow meow meow. No, don't move. Just stay. She's perfectly balanced on her back, where she's not rolling over either way. So I finally live alone again.
Woo!
And
Get rid of the squatter.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind keeping him for a week, but I've realized the only person I want to live with is Jerry, and I'm not dealing with anyone else. Like, he
Who's
wasn't
Jerry
even
again?
bad. Nyaria, the boyfriend,
Ah,
Husbando.
the husbando.
it is Nunu. Gotcha.
Yeah, you know.
I
And
just forgot what the that version of the name was.
he wasn't even like a bad dude, bad person to live with. Just I felt really weird at all times. Just I don't want to live with anyone else but him anymore.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I know that
People are
feeling way too
awful.
well. I sit there and it's like, oh yeah, I have some friends that I wouldn't know. No, I like a little bit of privacy.
Yeah. Oh, are you meowing?
Owen?
Meow?
What?
Meow?
Uh,
Meowticore, meowticore,
This is so-
meowticore, meow, meow, meow.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this game because it's an interesting setup for the combat.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
It is weird.
It's weird, but it's like I said, it's interesting because of the fact that it's trying to streamline it, which is really nice about combat a lot of times.
Yes.
Speaking
Yeah.
of weird and similar to combat, that other game I was mentioning that did the thing where where you had proportional damage based on your roll to hit.
Mhm.
That it's a much more complicated game in general, but it had an interesting thing as well where things like avoidance skills and like parrying and blocking and initiative rolls could be very important, because if you get hit in a combat round and you haven't taken your turn yet, you lose your turn.
Oh,
That's a
shit.
So it's kind of like that video game style hit stun thing.
And it's like you
So,
you just drop a shit ton of points in initiative type thing.
So like, well, that too, or like dodge and parry become much more important that way. Like even if you've got armor that absorbs the blow, it's still kind of you still lose your turn. So you can't just be like, like Buddy McChainmail or Plate Mail, Captain Plate Mail all the time, because you might not get hurt much, but you're still gonna lose your turns if you just wear the hits. But it's a pretty cool system in a lot of ways. But it's one of those games that's infuriatingly vague about things every once in a while.
Yeah,
So once in a while you're forced to sort of house rule something because the rules don't tell you what you need to know always.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I kind of understand dealing with one of those.
More often than Earth Dawn does it.
Oh please, there's so much I'm saying. There's like, where the fuck is? It wasn't for the
I
fact
mean, if
that
you're
you.
missing stuff for Earth Dawn, it might be in there, and I could try to help you find it.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is like you and Chris know Earth Dawn a bit from just years of looking
Yeah.
at it. So it's
But
you were using older
this
information.
other game I'm talking about, the rules just not there in a lot of cases, or it'll tell you something, but it'll be vague and not give a number or something. Like there's a skill there's a power that has a psychic powers section, and one of the psychic powers is to throw objects. Like telekinesis is strong enough to be weaponized, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can throw big heavy objects there, but it doesn't tell you exactly how much of a weight limit you have on what you throw. It doesn't tell you how much damage it does when you throw an object at somebody.
You throw a building at a motherfucker.
Like you probably can't go that high, but you could easily throw like tables and shit at people, and maybe like a cart. But how much damage is that gonna do? I don't know.
Reminds me, I looked over a couple of my fucking skills here, and I have telekinesis powers.
I think we all have that.
Mind over matter?
Yeah.
If
I
you
wasn't
don't
even- I
mind, it
wasn't even
doesn't
trying
matter.
to have it. I see why you were calling us these characters like fantasy Jedi, because like I think we all have like the Force.
Yeah.
I
Pretty sure
wasn't
there's
even
a
trying
deep...
to pick a character with psychic abilities. I was just like, I'll take the guy with the shield and the armor and be Captain Combat protective guy for the team. And I've still got a shitload of psychic stuff.
Mind
So-
bullets.
Yeah.
But yeah. Whenever you're ready, Chris, let me know.
I am. I'm ready.
Okay.
All right. Ah, the music just ended.
Good.
Oh, good. It'll start up again. All right. Let me
Yeah, it's set on to
clear.
repeat forever.
Forever.
Okay. So, as this map is only so large,
You can
we'll
make it
stick
bigger.
you. Now you tell me. What do I have to pull on it and think nasty thoughts or something?
You could do that, or you could go up to the little drop-down page, and there's a cog, and you can say what size by what size.
That sounds less fun.
Oh, look at that. What is
XXL.
UN? Is that like universal something? Oh, units. Okay.
Units, yeah.
Oh,
Distance, like
gotcha.
walking distance, like that. I don't
Oh my god, the cave went away.
know.
Oh!
We're floating in space. What's down here? We found an extra dimensional pocket realm down here.
You're doomed, and we all turn on each other.
Did we essentially walk into the bag of holding?
All right. So I'll pick up where we left off, which is basically like right here. So that's where you all are up there. I'm assuming your guys are still around, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I guess. I don't understand the question, honestly.
The figures are still around. He wanted to make sure it wasn't reset.
Oh yeah.
Put your asshole back all the way.
It's funny the things you forget when you're not a player. Probably shouldn't have had my traditional cereal now that I'm jamming. Oops.
The fact that I was able to just dick out, I was like, I gotta pee. Oh, wait, I'm not running this, and I'm not here, so it doesn't matter if I don't know. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm
seriously.
going. I'm out of here.
Like, my character knew nothing of this area right now, so...
Also, I was just thinking of a funny side effect of the fact that armor just gives you higher max health in this game is drinking a healing potion repairs your armor for you. It gives you back endurance, which is what your armor is.
Nice.
So you are at this.
Just like XCOM.
You come back to this juncture, and like I said, you can hear this. It's a distant hissing and kind of clacking, and it's coming from somewhere down around here-ish. So it's still a ways away.
Around where? Sorry?
Just further down the passage.
Okay. Not much further, though. Okay, I see. All right, let's
I'm gonna
creep up on it. Get that bow ready.
Actually, I was gonna do a stealth real quick, see if I can maybe
All right.
kind of,
stealth ahead.
yeah, stealth ahead to do some recon.
All right, go for it. Make me that roll. Ooh, not bad.
Okay.
All right. So you stealth ahead, and you get to right about the edge right here, where I've drawn.
Okay.
And in the dim light, because obviously you wouldn't be stealthing much if you had your lantern in front of you.
And
So
I can see, I'm a night owl, so I can see fine in darkness.
perfect, even better. So about a little bit of the ways up, you catch. You know how sometimes in like those fake ghost videos or whatever, the light shines, and then you can kind of see like this shape
Mhm.
in partial headlights or whatever, and they have the eyes and all that crap.
Yeah.
And then it like runs away. All right. So you're looking around as you stealth up, and you see this crouched down creature, and it looks in your general direction, and you're not sure if it makes eye contact with you or not, but it hisses, and all of you can hear this, and hear the hissing.
Okay.
But you can see it. The difference. Well, I didn't want to turn the music all the way down. The difference for you, Night Fox, is that you can see it do the hissing, and it just kind of goes, and its throat voice clicks as it hisses, and then it runs. You see it run away from you, and then dart immediately off to your left. And you can kind of tell that the passage does continue onward, so it looks like it may have gone down a side passage.
God, this day's getting weirder and weirder. Okay. All right, guys. Kind of gesture to move forward. So there's this weird thing to see there. You heard the hissing, right? You guys heard the hissing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It hissed, clicked, and ran that a ways. And I point to like how it went down in general area I saw it go.
Of course it did.
So onward and upward? Or downward, technically here.
Let's do it.
Let's check that side passage first so we don't get pincered.
That's the way you saw that thing run, was
Yeah, right,
into that
exactly.
side passage.
Yeah.
But I mean, like we're eventually going to want to go down further, but I don't want to leave that thing at our back while we're doing it.
Right on.
Okay, so yeah. Go there.
All right,
and
so you
do another. I'm not sure if it saw me or not. Fuck it.
Yeah,
It
you-
knows
It just
we're
ran
here,
off
I think.
suddenly for no reason.
Yeah.
one thing you do notice as you get to this, you expected it to be colder in here,
Mhm.
and it is, but when you get to this area in particular, you feel the temperature drop more than it probably should have.
Knew it. It's a plot by that blanket salesman. Okay, fine. I'll do it
It
myself.
is. It is.
I'll do it
It
myself.
absolutely is.
Did the monkey to myself. Fine.
Oh wait, shit.
How do
No,
you
but I
like
thought that was
it?
good. If we were playing Savage Worlds out again.
But anyways, like, all right. Where would it lead to that just suddenly blast you with cold ass air? Anyways, right, Shield, you want to take point?
Will do.
I
Cool.
thought he was dead.
All right. So you get into this area. It starts to widen, and seems to get even a little bit colder as
Is there any
you
sloping here?
No, it's staying about the same.
Okay.
Okay.
And you come close, and your lantern light starts to spill out into the chamber, and you can kind of see where it winds its way around and down. And you notice a
Out of the
few
wall.
things. What's that?
Telling Sloan to get out of the wall.
Never. I found a hidey hole. This is where I shoot from now. I am a turret.
There is, in this chamber, there's a lot of like depressions in the ceiling and pockets where it looks like maybe it goes upwards. They're more just like holes, but then you can also see mounds of dirt on the ground as well that and you think you might see bones in there. But the thing that catches your attention the most is the bad creature I'm about to pull out here.
It's the Baylor demon.
Let's see.
Thing
He's
that
an old man with a stick when you need him.
I have
that
a
makes us
stick.
the opening 5 minutes of every like supernatural or horror-based TV show.
I have a stick.
Yeah, but you're not an old man, so it doesn't count.
I mean, he moves like an old man.
Not when he's role playing, he doesn't.
I mean, when
You
we
see-
were playing Conan, he did.
Oh,
Oops.
He kept. I still love the crippled. Damn it!
That was funny. Man, those dogs hated his legs.
Oh god.
Human drumstick, delicious.
All right. So standing kind of crouched in the corner,
Oh,
or standing
Falcos.
crouched in the corner, crouched in the corner is this creature. And as your light comes into the room and you see the little piles of bones, and then you can catch sight of it, and it kind of half rises and it hisses at you, and it crackles again as it hisses, and you can feel it get a little bit colder in here, and it just kind of looks at you very warily, but it definitely looks like it's waiting for you.
Does it look the same as the other ones?
As what you found earlier? No,
Yeah.
actually, it's gross looking, to be honest with you.
Totally grody, man.
It's totally grody. I've decided it's gross, so I'm not going to do anything with it. Grisly and ghoulish-looking creature with disgusting wormy flesh.
Cool.
It has bits of clothing on it, and you see that some of this clothing is held up by these masses of worms that kind of have conglomerated around its body. But its eyes give you a nasty glow as it begins to kind of step this way. And you see it seem to look towards the mounds and hit louder. And we be in combat.
You're right. That is kind of gross.
Snapples.
oh, but
Damn.
25.
25. Okay, so let's see.
24.
So your combat skill is 24, Night Fox?
No, my combat skill before the roll is 20, since I'm not making an attack using my bow or attack. It's just knight and 20
Okay.
plus 4.
19 plus 6 for me.
Okay, so all right,
It's
so
my first
this-
actual combat in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
All right.
Dakota and I are old veterans now. Come on.
How do I assign this?
Right click, add turn.
Oh, add turn. Okay. All right. So let me do this here first. Die. All right. Oops. There we are. Damn it. Stupid pop-up menus. There we go. It went up above my screen. Okay.
That's the worst.
That's the worst. All
It's
right.
the
so
waste.
this one puts me at a 19. Kaja, you got... What did you get? You got this 2. Let's see. Bright Shield, you got 1. Your base is 24. You're getting pretty consistent with that. All right, 20. Wow, that worked out actually really well. Although I don't know why. Oh, wait. Hold on.
That's mine 20.
Because I did it wrong.
Oh, okay.
It's a good reason.
That is the sole reason why. It's because I screwed it up.
I did really well.
Because I'm a big fuck nut and I have no idea what I'm doing. All right.
And you know this better than the rest of us here, so
Yeah.
that was a safe for the rest of us.
You'll just believe whatever I tell you. Okay, so
Suckers.
Bright Shield. And you do no damage to it for some reason. And it laughs at you and makes fun of your
that reminds
pose.
me of my first game of D&D. Where I was in a fist fight with somebody and I was told my attack didn't do any damage because the other guy had a high constitution score. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Anyways,
Go ahead, Bright Shield.
Yeah, let's get stuck in here, shall we?
All right.
Fray, I stab at thee.
Oh yeah, and your
9.
combat skill is that's good. So yours 24, right?
Base 22.
Base 22, and but with your mind blast, it puts it at 24. Yeah.
No, that's with the mind blast.
With the mind blast. I'm sorry. 22. All right. It is not immune to mind blast
applies unless you tell me otherwise.
Okay. All right. So you've only got it by 2 points, and you rolled a 9 though, which is not bad at all. That's very good. You come right at it. You're not afraid.
I'm not afeared.
You charge forth and stab it mightily with your spear. You just kind of drive it right in, and you go right past its initial thrust, and drive your spear deep into it.
And after I pull my spear back out, I shake the worms and maggots off of it.
Yes, and there are worms and things crawling off. But you do notice, the one thing you do notice is you run up there, and he didn't touch you at all, by the way. It gets almost unbearably cold, but you do still take 2 points of damage from the cold that's there.
Should have worn my long johns today.
Yes, you should have. All right, River Run. It is your turn. Your sixth sense or your danger sense is going off though.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, but beyond what this creature, the threat it represents.
It's probably all the other stuff it summoned.
Can I give a quick look around to see if there's anything else?
You do. You look around and over here where there were some piles of bones there, you see the bones start to push through the dirt, and there's creatures starting to rise up out of the dirt and to make their way towards you.
Told you.
I've got this one. Go toward the first one I see and give it up.
All right.
How many of them?
It looks like there is about 3 of them.
Oh, well, there's a coincidence.
We prefer the term Quinky Dink.
No. Sorry, I was trying not to be too technical.
I mean, don't want to lose the viewers to technicalities.
True.
If you want to go fancy talk, we can say Quinky Dink.
And I will start coinkadinkily hitting it with a stick. At a altogether 25.
All right. So you got a 6, and your combat skill is 25. You say altogether?
19.
No,
19. 6 is.
Oh yeah, don't add that. Don't add that together.
No, that's just a random roll
19,
for the number. So.
19.
Yeah.
19. Yes.
19. Okay, so you got these dudes by +4, and you rolled a 6. All right, so you come charging up there to it, and just driving your quarterstaff in it, and you like snap off a number of bones. But as one of its arm kind of crumbles, it responds in kind, and its skull reaches out and just kind of clamps down on your arm, bites. You take 2 points of damage, and it takes 10.
So it seems to me that it doesn't actually matter what kind of weapon you're using in this game. It's all just flavor, I guess.
That is correct.
At least in
Your,
melee wise,
your weapon skill is specific to the weapon. So if you
it's one of those. There's no like slashing, piercing, bludgeoning. It's I just want to be the guy where
it's not just that, but also just like There's no
Yeah.
damage ratings for weapons. They're all the same
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
Correct, sir.
It's purely based on what you want your character to be.
Which isn't too
Yeah.
bad in my. It's because you always get the min maxing people. Where it's like, God, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's
Okay, so that takes care of you. All right, so you there, Mr. Bowman,
I will shoot
Night Fox.
this asshole, and
Okay.
I have a 23 of my
God damn. Listen
Yep.
to you.
well plus
Mhm.
2 for using a bow, plus 1 for a ranged attack, and plus 1 for a knight on top of my 19.
Nice.
And
I don't have
Wow.
a weapon skill.
fuck! God damn it! So what was my bonus there that I do nothing with?
You you do still. The nice part about this is you prevent yourself from taking any damage because you're shooting ranged.
Oh, cool. That's good. to
So
know.
your bow goes off just as it's coming out of the mound, and you hit it in the clavicle, and that goes, and then its like left arm sinks into its rib cage, but it does take some damage.
Oh, good to know that my range is.
How much did you get for that?
How much damage did you get for that?
Yeah.
He did 7 points.
Hey,
Oh,
that's not bad for a one.
No, it's not bad at all. Yeah, really.
That high skill helps.
Yep.
That's what did it. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So that was you. All right. So my guy already did. This guy here already did stuff. But
Out of
these
curiosity,
guys,
how much damage would he have done if he had rolled a 9?
if he had rolled a 9, that would have been 18 points of damage.
Holy shit.
If he had
Oh.
rolled a 0, he would have killed it outright.
Oh, god damn it. Damn, you rolled 20. I could have tried to do
And-
something better.
And the opposite is true too, by the way. So I mean, if you're fighting somebody who has significantly more combat skill than you, so your combat ratio is in the negatives,
They can
you
kill
roll
you.
a 1 or a 2, you can die.
Yeah.
Insta kill, which is also kind of cool. All right, so these guys are gonna let's see. This one has already engaged in combat. These other two have not. So he comes clambering over right towards you, and this one here,
Hello there.
he goes to the closest person, which happens to be River Run. I'm sorry, not River Run. Yeah, it was River Run. River
All right,
Rune.
you guys take out the ads. I'll tank the boss over here.
And let's see. So you don't have the ranged anymore. So now you're just at a 22 there.
I'll be at a 20. Yeah, I'm just at a 20 because it adds an extra 3 for doing an attack with a bow. And
Just at a 20. All right.
Yep.
Ooh, not bad. So let's see. So we got maybe that. Actually, that's gonna be bad for me. So good gravy. That's horrible for me. All right. So he comes charging up to you, and his one good arm is just waving there, but you drop your bow and take out your weapon. What kind of other weapon do you use?
I have a broadsword.
All right. So how do you take this creature out?
As he comes up to me and he's trying to attack me, I drop the bow, pull out the sword, and just with it pointed backwards, slash at his gut, doing a quick unsheathing of it. Essentially dropping down, taking whatever attack I can, but trying to hit him in his gooey bits.
You know, a little,
Yeah.
like, what do they call it? Like EA Jitsu kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah, and he
I don't know.
he just crumbles into pieces right around you. As there's a little bit of meat left on his bones and dirt kind of flies away, but he goes down. And this one here is going to attack you now, River Rune, and your combat skill is 18. Hey,
Crickets.
what step is 1d10 in Earth?
I don't remember. I think
Alright.
it's 6, maybe.
Here, let me see.
You can
The
just hit
second
up.
roll isn't going to count.
You can just hit up and
It
it'll
is-
redo.
Okay, it is step 6. All right, that'll help. All right, so I got a 3.
Except it's exploding, so you have to be.
Oh yeah, I'll have to forget that part of it. So let's see. You got me by 4. I rolled a 3.
Wait, so did the guy attacking me roll high enough that I had no damage done to me, or
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, he didn't do any damage to you, and
Nice.
so
In my head, it's sort of like that's why I was trying to call it like jitsu or whatever it is, like that Japanese thing where they unsheath the sword, strike with it, and then sheath it again immediately.
yeah, yeah. I was kind of thinking something like that. Just
Whatever it's called. I think it's jitsu or something similar to that.
that is yes, that is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so this one, he comes up and slashes at you, River Run. And of course, you're busy with the first guy, so he just comes in and he just rakes his bones across your back, and you take 3 points of damage. And now we roll on.
Mouse, don't do this to me.
Too late. It's been done.
yep.
All right, go ahead and roll, you guys. Roll a
New
d10.
initiative thing?
Yes, new round, new initiative.
Oh.
10,
I must be
0.
getting slowed down by all this cold air.
20 plus whatever 8 gives me.
And 8, so it's 4. And what did you get there, Bright Shield? You got a 1. -3.
Balls sending into body. Can't move as fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, Bright Shield, you are first. You're still fighting this dude.
How did I manage to be first?
Your combat skill is 23, right? 22. You're still going to beat him because you roll a d10 and then you subtract 4 from it. So in your case, you got a -3. Oh, I'm sorry, I added wrong. You should be 20. There we go.
I shouldn't have complained. I just wondered how I rolled a 1 and was still first.
The DM is doing poor math. But Night Fox gets
right. After making sure my sword is resheathed, I pick up the bow. I move on top of this guy's body so I have enough distance, and I aim at this asshole right next to Ruin River. Ruin River? Which
River Ruin?
will
One of
again
those
be
things.
23.
Yep, so you got him by 8. You got both a 4. So he's
10.
You go ahead. Yes. He will take 10, and you will take nothing off that one.
It's good to have a bow. Like,
It's good to be the bow.
yeah. I mean, I'm keeping count of the only 12 arrows I have. I'm down to 10 left, and I have to go reclaim them from bodies once we're done here.
Nice. All right, this one wasn't happy with what he did with that massive spear. So he moves slightly and comes at you with a massive ferocity. And you're at 23, so you've still got him by 3. Don't forget that second die. So he rolled a 0, and you've got him by 3. Oh, this could not be. This may not be him at all. Oh my gosh, it's not. Not. You're still going to take 2 points of damage because the cold continues to eat away at you, slowing you down. He's not dead, but you do a massive 16 points of damage to him.
Damn.
Combat system's actually really interesting with the fact that they can kill themselves on our attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just like is coming at you. He's like going for your face, and you just you just instinctively shove your spear up, and it goes into his neck, and you just kind of rip a massive chunk of flesh and worms, and what looks like almost luminescent cold blood is just spilling out of him, but he is not dead. All right, so it is your turn now. Now you've already in combat bright shield, so you can't like attack back. But if there's anything ability-wise that you do have, you might be able to do it.
Nothing that would be really applicable in this situation. So nope.
All right. So you're staying in combat.
Unless am I allowed to drink a potion in combat?
Oh, that's a good question. I think so. I think the short answer is yes.
I'll slug down my healing potion then.
All right. So you get 4 back for that. Okay. And the 2 skeletons, one is going to move forward and come at you, Night Fox, and the other is going to stay here.
Okay.
Attack. All right. And so let's see, you're 19, so you've got him.
20.
And you're at 20, so you got him by 5. Which I think. Oh no, it's 2 different ones. You're a table up. All right. So we'll do River Runes. So he comes at you, clawing at you.
Kills himself.
Yeah, I think he might. Oh my gosh. So I got a 0, and you've got him by 3 or 4.
So 16 damage.
16 damage.
This
All right.
is,
How would you like to take this thing out as he charges claws, flailing?
I just stick my quarterstaff into the muck and bones to the side of me. Take a step to the side.
Set against charge.
It just falls into it and dies, and I just pull the quarterstaff out.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like
Nice.
setting against a cavalry charge.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna like step to the side and wang him with it, just like stick at him.
Clothesline him with it.
Wile E. Coyote, the motherfucker.
Yeah.
This is not a time for me to be rolling well. If this is Earthdawn, I'd be really happy right now. So this other skeleton comes charging at you, and you've got him by 5. I don't think that's going to kill him, but well, actually it might. And I got a 7. You don't take any damage, but he takes 12.
Oh, 12?
12. Yeah, is that what a 7 is on a 5
Oh yeah,
6?
yeah, 5 6. I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, it takes 12.
All right. So this one's charging at you. How do you want to take this one?
As he comes at me, I'm just really have like some arrows in hand. I just jab at him a few times, dodging and weaving through his things, essentially stabbing him in the neck a lot with just the arrow in hand.
Nice. And yeah, he rattles a little bit, and your last one snaps off his neck, and his head just rolls in the ground. All right. And that. Oh, and
right.
River Rune.
There's still one other person to deal with. I forgot.
Yeah. River Rune, you can technically do something because you are free. And you've already. There's nobody to fight. Well,
good job on those ads, guys. Well done.
We did good. Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to move or take or.
Can I
You certainly.
come over here and hit it?
You can come over there and be there for the combat, but you can't hit it because you've already.
Right. Yeah.
combat.
Okay, then yeah, I will come over there and be there for the next combat.
Come on over here
Cool.
and insert your flanking bonus into this battle.
All right, and with that we
Insert
do
your flanking bonus, eh?
a new round.
That'd be a good shirt to wear for game sessions like this. Have you guys seen the "I'm with flanking" bonus T-shirt?
I got a 17 total after everything. No, I got a 19. I don't know why it's not fun.
No, it's well, yeah. So
Yeah, I'm a 19.
yeah, 19. There you go. Okay. So
I didn't know I could
5
actually
plus and
change
minus.
oh yeah,
27 adjusted by whatever.
minus 4.
let's see, yeah. So 5 minus 5 minus yeah. So 27 minus 4 is 23. And then let's see, what did you roll? So you got so 27 minus 4 is also 23. It lost you for a second there. Okay. All right. So there and there and there, and I have a feeling I'm not going to make it this round. There's something telling me it's not going to happen.
All right. Well, here comes some spearing for 9.
Yes.
Oh.
Do you roll 9? Yeah, this is going to be. And your base is 23. Yes.
Yeah.
So you're in the +3 column. You rolled a 9.
14.
14 points of damage. You don't take any except for 2. You take the 2 cold points. That's the only way he's been able to damage you.
That's because I'm so awesome with this thing.
All right. So, Night Fox. I'm sorry, not Night Fox. Bright Shield. How do you want to take this creature out?
Well, it sounds like last attack already like took its neck halfway through. So let's just finish the job and get rid of that head.
Perfect. So you separate its head from its shoulders, and it plops on the ground. And there's this gout of luminescent blue-gray blood that kind of goes all over the place. You get some on you. Riveroon gets some on
don't get
him.
very much on me though, because Mind Over Matter deflects some of it away from me.
Nice. All right. Very
Possibly
good.
all of it.
Well, you get a couple. Yeah,
Between that and my shield, you know.
You kick it back under. It just showers him. Riveroon, you will take 2 points of damage from the cold well, but the body of it just kind of collapses down, and you see a bunch of worms start leaving it and going into the.
Also, just to be paranoid, I'm gonna stab the head as well, just to make sure that it's not still animated.
Perfect. Yep, you were able to do so, and it stays even more dead than it was.
Then shake it off.
Shake it
Actually,
off
against the wall.
Shake it off.
Having my freaking arrows.
Okay, yeah. So how many arrows?
I use 3 arrows in this.
All right, roll me a d10 for each arrow. 6 and above, you do not get it back.
Oh, and above I don't. Okay. Fuck. Yay! Yay, okay, so I'm at 11.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
At least says Meatloaf. All right.
11 arrows, so that's good.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
I'm a bowman. I only brought 12 arrows. Great. Awesome. Mhm.
I thought it was going to be a simple mission.
Oh,
Go show up, say, hey, stop it, and leave.
I've never used this bow before. Now that I think about it, how many arrows I need?
I'm used to just, having a big old box full of arrows. So. All right,
All
so
right.
that was weird.
Yeah.
Also, you have some frost right shield, some frost right here, right here.
Oh, I turned to look at it, and it just gets flicked off by an invisible hand.
Riveroon, you're covered. Just slowly slop it off with your mind over matter.
Yeah.
There's nothing else of note that you find in this little side chamber. It looks like this probably was a burial thing of some sort at some point in time in the past. You're just not sure when or what. There's nothing here indicating that it's recent or anybody who's been recently buried. So it could be from long ago.
Does the cold in the chamber weaken?
It does
at all?
begin to slowly lessen to a
Yeah,
more
nice.
commonsensical temperature.
I'm gonna drink my potion.
Yeah,
All right.
Exactly.
You get 4 points back there.
I don't know what you guys are complaining about.
Goddamn
I'm doing
archers.
I'm doing great. The only damage I took was from falling on my ass.
bop him on the head with the stick.
Just twang you with the bowstring. You do it too.
Well, let's go check the other section out, lads. That may have been the source of this, but there may be more going on here.
Oh, of course, let us go.
I mean, it fell that easily. I doubt it's the thing that took a tree.
Yes, we still don't know what happened to the tree.
True.
I'm certainly glad we didn't leave that thing at our back as we explored, though. Let me tell you.
River, leave the fish alone.
Colin.
He said the same thing last time.
He's a little obsessed.
He is.
He even named himself after it.
Well, he was found at the rivers.
Oh, that's
True.
These foundlings have the worst attention spans.
Oh, God.
He had a little runic tattoo carved in his belly.
Just imagining you're like the person with the parents, like, oh, these foundlings. I knew my parents. God.
Parent privilege.
Okay. God, that
All right.
sounds horrible.
All right, that's enough social justice for one day.
Oh.
Back to adventuring.
So we're heading back down, following
Back to some
the,
social injustice. Yes.
following the little
Yeah.
river again.
Yes, following the stream.
Yeah.
So you get to this point and it starts
Sorry.
to curve from this way.
Oh, you made this pretty big fucking map.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, it's no problem.
And you're okay. So you yeah, around here you start to hear something that sounds a bit like almost like frenetic breathing of sorts.
That's creepy.
But it's still a distance away.
Yeah. Just kind of do the wait.
You can stealth up.
Yeah, not well.
Well, what are your total bonuses? You've got
I got, since it's at night, I got my combat skill bonus is 20, and this is a skill.
all right. So that's actually, in your roll of 3, that's actually enough to get you. You get further up.
Yeah, get off of me, River. What are you doing?
So manly.
It loves
Get off
you.
me. Weirdo.
So the passageway opens up, and you get this close, and there's some dim light, and you're kind of just right around a little, jutting out thing of dirt, and you peek around, and you see this human, and he's got dirty kind of mager hair, and he wears kind of a broken or torn cape, and he has clothes on that would be typical, and you recognize this because this is kind of your world, clothes that would be typical of a woodsman.
Okay.
His face is
Hello, Malik.
is sunken in a bit and has that same kind of colorless pallor to it that the village, but it's a bit more extreme. And he's standing there, and the chamber's a little bit larger, and he's standing there, and he has his hands on what looks to be this gnarled, twisted mass of a tree, but it's a smaller tree, and you can see there's roots that are like shaped, what would pass for legs or pseudopods or something.
Yeah.
And the top is this sickly looking thing of branches that hang down very much like and he's whispering something to this tree as he's holding it close, and the only words that you can make out is him saying that, "No, I will take care of this. No one else can have her. No one else can have her. Certainly not him. Not him. You protect here. I will go and see to him. And he starts to kind of round he begins to move behind the tree, and then he stops briefly, and then he turns and he looks right in your direction. What are the other two of you doing at this time, around this time?
Can we even see that from back here?
You can't see it from back here. You look
Okay,
basically about from this distance. You can make out a dim glow.
Just waiting for the scouting report, basically.
Yeah,
keeping
kind of
ready.
like. Yeah, I'd say it kind of like trying to blend, like trying to lean against the darkest part of the walls.
Okay,
So it comes down. I can surprise it.
gotcha.
If anything comes along, it can see me there, and then that will give him more surprise.
All right. So Night Fox, what about you?
Seeing this, as he starts to look back, I try to throw some dirt and such to camouflage me a little bit. Right about the time I see him like gnarling over and realize he may see me.
Okay, you brush some dirt, and he says, I see you there. You can't hide from me, and you can't take her away from me. She will be mine. And he looks at the tree. Willis, finish him. And then he disappears behind the tree, and this massive tree thing turns kind of in your direction, and you see these sunken pits, which would look, normally like the little branch pits that you would see in a tree, and they glow with this kind of this hollow, painful looking light.
Told you guys it was a tree.
Guys, there's
Totally
a living
called it.
tree. You just hear it being yelled. Just
What?
hear me yelling. There's a living tree.
Told you.
Oh, all right, sure.
Okay, hold before you guys move. I get to do something. Your friend here. Need to find the appropriate enough. All right. Oh, here he is. Okay.
You also have to remember to stop the other because
Yeah, I see that.
I don't know why it does that. I guess some people like to mix.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah, the
he's
party
kind of
separates.
standing. He's kind of standing here, and you guys are still back here. So get on back. And the creature kind of turns, and you see the dude that you figure is Malik kind of disappear back here into the darkness, and the arms, the branch arms on this thing start to move, and they suddenly, one of them just reaches out towards you, and these branches jut out at you. And what is your combat skill again, sir?
Here it'd just be a 20.
Be a 20. Ooh,
Man, you just got horror movied.
gosh damn it.
Please don't be, Night of the or Evil Dead.
No, that's not going to happen. All right. So here's what happens. So you see this branch kind of begin to move, and then it just juts out towards you. But very much like Evil Dead, up to a certain point, these branches just dart out at you, but you're able to dodge to the side as they just puncture through the dirt where you're at, and they don't hit you, but they just barely miss you. And I just have to look up one thing just to see, because there's something special he does, and I have to see what. Okay. All right. That's what I thought it was. Wanted to make sure. All right. But it misses you. So, okay, now we can initiative.
Woohoo!
18 for me.
You and me, Fox, buddy.
And
Oh
Dakota.
god, all of us. We're too shocked about what we just saw that
so-
we're off our game.
-2 to y'all's to Dakota's thing, and then -3 to Bright Shields.
Yeah.
So let's see. So Bright Shields, I'm sorry. You're normally what? I don't know why.
22? So he's at a 19.
Thank you.
Dakota, you're usually at a 19?
Yeah.
Then
You're
at
at
19.
17.
Great.
Just one. I love this 17, 18, 19 we got.
Yeah. Jeez.
It works too well.
7.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I'm the
He
only
wasn't.
one still.
He wasn't too happy with. No, my music's gone. All right. He wasn't too happy with with the fact that you missed. So he kind of stomps this way a little bit, and as he moves out of the way, you see what was his name? Malik go through a hole in the wall there and basically disappear. And it's more like a little crawl, hidey hole. He just vanishes into the wall. But he lunges out with his branch arms yet again.
Well, there goes my plan.
Jeez, I got an 8?
Yep.
I cannot win for losing here, man. I've got
Other way
you
around.
definite. Oh, all right. You actually do take some damage.
Really?
Yeah. I needed 8 was the minimum one for me to get damage. If I had gotten a 9 or taken damage again.
Okay.
So he lashes out this time, and he does kind of more of a wide sweeping thing, and these branches come across and just rake you across the face, and you take 4 points of damage.
Jesus. Okay. Oh, I see where we're at now. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
How's that, Mr. I haven't been hurt by anything in combat yet?
All right.
This is gonna be fun.
Yes, and okay, so then Bright Shield, you are next.
All right. Well, my plan just disappeared into the wall. So, are we actually this far back here? Shit. How far can
Yes.
I move?
That's the thing. So it treats movement a lot like Fate does. So you move into zones. So you can move into this room, and you'll effectively be moving into that zone. You won't be able to
Okay.
get to him, but you'll be able to get in there.
Can I get a good look at the hidey hole that Malik crawled into?
Absolutely.
I want to be wherever that is.
Okay, so you can get about this far in, and the
That's
hidey
not
hole. You'll go right back where I put you, and then
I'll go here when my turn comes up. So.
okay,
All right.
Yeah.
So you're saying I can go here, right?
yeah, you can go there, and then
Where did Malik vanish to?
Like right back here. There, yeah.
That was back down there.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
put a little X there.
You just got into this area. You can't move through the area.
Right,
Yeah. That's why I'm asking. I just asked
But
where
yeah.
it was.
that's where you see him go.
All right. I want to next turn. I'm gonna try to get over there and see how deep the hidey hole goes and whether or not I can drag him out of it.
Cool. All right. So then, and you see, Night Fox has got a little bit of blood on his face.
Oh, I thought it was my turn since I go.
Oh, it is your turn. I'm sorry. Yeah. So what do you want to do?
Well, since my spot is still fairly good for shooting before River Rune moves right in there, I'm gonna take a pot shot at his stupid fucking eye for hitting me.
Perfect.
So it's a 23 against whatever his bullcrap.
Against his bullcrap, and
son of a bitch.
What'd you roll?
3.
3. Now, ooh, that's actually not bad. He is going to take some damage to the tune of about 5 points. Oops, let's get back over here. And you definitely sink one of your arrows deep into a limb. You hit above where his eyes are, so it doesn't get him exactly in the eye, but it does hurt him. And he's not too happy about that.
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
That's my.
And
job.
now you may jump in. You've run into the room.
River Rune?
Oh, me?
Yes.
You bet, man.
No, the other one.
I run into the room, and can I reach it?
You can't reach him. So if you have a range thing, you certainly can take it. But otherwise,
do not. So I will just stand there.
You could try to use Mind Over Matter to throw some rocks at him.
That's not an attack.
No, you can make it an attack.
I mean, sure. Let's try that. Let's throw a rock at it.
Can you actually do that? Because I would have done that if I'd known that.
Yeah, you can use willpower stuff to do it.
I didn't know that.
I wouldn't have known that either. So,
I thought
but
it was too weak to make attacks with.
Let's do it.
All right, how do we do that?
I'm looking it up real quick again.
All right, here's a roll. Well, I did it good, whatever it is.
I did it. I did it good.
I did it good.
Let's see.
I did good. Not well, just good.
Just good.
Come on. Let's see. Damn it. Since we don't know this book too well, this becomes fun. Using this Mind Over Matter to decrease maximum weight. This last thing I saw was like you can use your willpower to use. We also make a Mind Over Matter test to propel objects more than normal. Find out about this in the book of Kai Wisdom. Okay.
All right.
I'm moving around. Hold up. Let's see. Every time you expend willpower points to increase the weight, an additional 20 grams per point you spend. A discipline test is required to wish to spend willpower points in this manner. Oh, here you go. You may also use Mind Over Matter to use small objects as a ranged weapon. This costs 2 willpower points per attack, uses your base combat skill plus 2, the bonus for mastery of this discipline, and follows all other rules of ranged combat. So base combat plus 2, and you use some of your willpower.
All right.
Yay!
Get hurt, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you are okay. So who rolled? Okay, so back to Bright Shield. So there's your base combat skill, which is 22, and then you flung some rocks at it. Is that what we're saying?
Yep. And I get the plus 2 for being skilled, so that's 24.
All right, so 24, which is we got that, and you rolled an 8. All right, and we'll say that because it is mostly dirt in here, that will so there's not enough mass to pick up to do the full amount of damage. So I'm going to give him we'll apply a penalty to the damage, but you'll still do some damage. All right, so let's see, you rolled an 8, and you got him then by this. All right, so okay, so you come in and you take a look, and you make a note with the hole, because Night Fox says he went through there, and then you focus your mind and you throw a bunch of rocks at him, and it kind of showers him with that. He doesn't like that very much, but he does take. Oh my gosh. Fucking Chrome. Hold on. I closed the tab.
Oh no.
Yeah.
T.
I'm jumping back in here right now. Gosh damn it. I bet you I've lost everything that was in there.
No, you shouldn't have.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Come on, Chrome. Jeez.
It saves it on the Roll20, not on like locally. It saves it on server.
Okay. Oh, it's even still playing music.
Yeah, it continues to play music. I forgot to turn it off last time when we left, and so when I got on today to turn you
It was
over,
still
into
playing.
yeah, it's still playing music.
Nice.
Like
You're
if you
like,
leave a
"What the
radio,
hell?" Oh yeah, right.
like if you leave a radio on at a place you don't visit that often, come back. Oh shit!
All right.
Wow, you just drained all of Roll20's batteries. Good job.
So, okay. All right. So it did do some damage to him, though. And then
How much is some?
some would be about 5 points.
Okay.
But I applied some modifiers in here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then River Rune, you do the exact same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so your combat skill is
That's
19, so 21. And he still has this. And you rolled a 5, excuse me. He's got that. Okay. And it ends up having roughly the same effect. It does not kill him, of course, but it does damage him, breaks off a couple of twigs on him there for sure. But he is far from down. All right, so new round.
Another one.
I'm at a 19.
Nice.
You 19, you say?
Yep, I can. We can
Oh,
actually change
sorry.
our own, so I just
Ooh.
hit there.
All right.
Is it always -4 for this?
Yes.
It's always -4, or
Okay.
basically your die roll plus your combat skill -4.
Yeah.
So
Right.
23.
Yep.
Same.
You guys can click on your icon there and
Yeah.
change yourself.
Yep.
All right.
It's act like you know it now. You just don't ever do it during fucking Earth Dawn.
I didn't know I could do that. Now I'm-
It's not attached to me on Earth Dawn. half
Which
the
is
time.
weird because it's your fucking character.
I don't understand.
I don't understand either. You guys have broken everything in that game.
Also, I didn't know we could do that as players until just now.
Yeah, I didn't either, actually.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't play Roll20 on the player side that often, so I just clicked over there like, oh, I can.
Oh, look at me. I
Yeah.
can do things.
I can
And,
help move this shit along. Choo choo.
And you declaring it is how I found out that we could do it.
So, River Rune, you get to go first.
Boop.
Boop.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not bad. So,
What's
and you're
better
still
than-
at a 19.
Yep.
Minus that. So you rolled a 7. Ooh, okay. You're going to take 5 points, and he takes 7. But you come up there and you just start snapping off branches. And he is not happy with that.
So I have a question: Is it fighting a treant with a quarterstaff kind of like the equivalent of fighting a human being with an arm that you ripped off of another human being?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
That's exactly what it is. It's like cannibalistic fighting.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Bright Shield.
Okay. I'm going to get up over to the hole here,
Okay.
and I'm going to take a quick look to see if it's like a tunnel or just like a little cubby hole. Like, is Malik there? Can I get at him?
It appears to be a tunnel, and it appears to be arcing upwards.
All right, so he's frantically crawling up it.
Yes, in fact, you can't see him at
But I can
this
probably
point.
hear him scrabble.
You might be able to hear a little bit of kind of
right.
mad talk and
Are you guys good over
scrambling
there?
in dirt.
Should I chase him down, or do you need help?
Help!
He's gonna get away.
We know where he's going. Just help.
All right, I'll come into the melee.
Turn your attention back. All right.
Yeah.
So your actions were study where he was and do that, so you'll be able to participate in combat next.
All right, so I'm a flanking bonus now, if such a thing exists.
I'm
I'm threatening his squares.
That brings us to Night Fox.
1 second, I have to think real quick. If so, I've been doing it wrong.
Oh, good.
Of course you have.
Well, I have quick is the whole thing like on there, so it means I'm supposed to move a little bit faster. But it says one thing that I'm not 100% sure on, if it's already calculated in or not.
It's not. You should add it on.
Oh no. Okay, I see how it's added on. All right, cool. Yeah. I'm gonna take like a running this way and a shot midway to just try to see if I can get his attention from both these idiots.
Okay.
Just trying to get him, and I would take a pot shot at him with a 23. So, and come on.
That's not a pot shot.
Fuck, that is
That's
far
a
from
good
a
shot.
pot
Oh, that is a pot shot. Never mind.
That is that's not good.
No, it's not.
Your arrow does hit, but it doesn't strike nearly as true as you wish it would.
I'm just imagining if he was way powerful and this was the kill, how the hell this would happen for me. Just like the arrow bounces around and hits me in the head. I'm like, oh.
You didn't know the champ had levels in monk, and he just did the catch and deflect arrow thing.
That is, he was already in combat, so I can't do anything. So new round.
Woo.
Yeah.
So
I'm at the same. And let's see, river. Sorry, math. 26, 22. And did you adjust yours there?
yes. Oh.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Riverwood actually gets to go first.
I didn't do the thing yet. Sorry.
That's right. I did it for you. Good.
Oh, sorry. The cat is being annoying, and I'm trying to stop her from getting all her stuff. Okay.
That's a good roll.
Well, in that case, is it? Okay, then I won't argue.
Yes, high numbers are good.
It is, yeah.
That's a 0.
Yeah, and he has a better combat skill than you, and so this is immensely frustrating for me. You do still take 3 points of damage. Because as you're kind of batting around, and you definitely snap off a couple more limbs and avoid a couple of shots that he was about to take at you. And that puts us up to Mr. Flank bonus, Bright Shield.
All right, now I can actually stab this guy. I mean, I don't know how much good it's going to be to stab a tree with a spear, but we're going to try it anyway. Not much good, apparently.
No, that's very good.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Well, is it not? I had a 0.
In the combat roll, the zeros do a lot more, but the 1 is his bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the 0's the bottom.
It's
0 is better than 1, don't you know that?
I guess. Okay.
If you have a -9 and you get a 1, you insta kill yourself. If you have a 0, you do 7 damage to them.
Good point.
You run up behind and you jab your spear, and it gets caught in between two of the roots and just gives it a little cut, but he doesn't go down or get hurt. Very much, I should say. He does still get hurt. And you're next there, Night Fox.
All right, just standing here. I take another shot at him, hoping to God that 23 and is not a low number, please. Fuck you, dice.
It's gotta give me with this guy.
Brutal.
God damn it! It does amazing on like a few rolls, and just to give me the hope that maybe, just nope. Fuck you.
Nope.
Fuck you.
Yep. It's close. It's very close.
Oh,
you guys are actually doing.
Zombies.
Yeah, you're doing really well with this guy too. He should be whomping on you guys a bit more, and it ain't happening.
Roll 20's being an asshole.
He's starting to sway though a little bit, and his branches are getting weaker, and his little poofy weeping willow limbs are starting to sink into a more sad, depressing state as he nears death. But
on this poor, innocent, adorable little tree.
What should be the last round? I think I'm going to get to go first.
Not with this kind of rolling, it's not.
Sucked.
Let's see, 27. So all right, 23. All right, so yay, I get to go first. Well, it looks like he's going to, since you've been doing the most to him, River Rune, he's going to pick on you. Please because he can tell he's angry, and he swings his attention towards you and brings some fists down. You gotta be kidding me.
Yes!
Just so you know, I've got you by a -4, and I rolled a 10, which means he takes 10 points of damage. You only take 3 because of the special ability he has.
That's so fucking lucky.
You are. Gosh damn it. Here I'm thinking I'm just going to hammer on guys. All right, so tell me, River Rune, how do you take Will-O-Wuss, the tree, the corrupted tree monster, out?
You don't say.
Wile E. Coyote it.
Interesting.
Yeah. I wanna Wile E. Coyote it. Just as it swings, better idea. As it swings, I'm gonna like turn, shove one end of the quarterstaff through the arm, shove it into the other arm, and then grab the middle and twist, snapping both its like arms off.
So they just fall to the ground down at them.
Yeah.
And then he looks at you, and you see like the top part of his tree, it just kind of just wilts, and the white empty glows that were in his eyes start to fade. But as he makes eye contact with you, and you see this sad, tortured, kind of corrupted spirit within the body of this tree thing, and you realize that he wasn't always like this, and then he just kind of crumbles and crumples in front of you,
freeing him from this torture.
Yeah, you see a little bit of that in there as well, and then he dies right in front of you. This big, huge, massive roots and branches.
Okay. I think now we go after the one guy.
Yeah. After that, I just kind of bolt into, like, not caring about my arrows really. So,
just like.
Well, I'm the quick one, so I'm trying to get through there quickly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm like huffing after you. After just.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just scurrying through as they basically are getting up to it and yelling, Malik, wait!
All right.
We're here to help you.
As you get out there, and you come out the tunnel, and sure enough, you're outside the graveyard in the woods, and you're yelling after him, and you can hear, and maybe even possibly see, he's racing through the woods, just as easily as a cheetah would race across a field.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell by the direction he's taking, it looks like he's going back to his
House?
his house.
Is this
But
near
he-
like where I followed the tracks to the cemetery?
It's somewhat near, yeah.
Okay, so
The other thing you notice is that he's moving. He seems to be moving faster than certainly a normal human being would.
Okay. Since it's near where I follow the tracks and pretty much left my horse there, I grab my horse and just bolt after him on the horse.
Okay. What are the other two of you doing?
Yeah, get the horse, make
Yeah.
improve our chase speed.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Okay. So here's the dilemma. There's at least 2.5, 3 encounters left, and they're really good. I think they're good because there's a little bit of a plot twist coming up,
Okay.
and I would hate to rush this
It's a twist.
for the sake of just time wise. Do you? And I know that you obviously want to get back to. Do you want to cliffhanger this until next week, or how do you want to do this, Sloan?
We can, since there's only like 15 minutes left, we can cliffhanger the next week and start off and finish off the adventure here. And
Okay.
make Earth Dawn. It'll be a little bit shorter next week. I know that's gonna annoy some people, but this way.
How much time left do you think we have in this?
I think that honestly, if we started at 6:30ish like we normally do, I guess when through all the BS, we would probably be able to finish by the time we get to the break.
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe we got like a half a stream's worth left.
Oh yeah, I would
Yeah,
say
yeah.
so.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Does that work?
Definitely
work for
too
you?
much to plow through tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So I'm thankful I've been taking notes. And
Well, and this will too for the last 2 encounters. This will give me a chance to make sure I'm doing this correctly to give you guys a good scary challenge at the end, and make sure my familiarity is up to snuff for this.
Yeah.
But this was doing it from this side of the virtual screen is interesting.
I have
Yeah, isn't it?
19 Krendar, so
What?
I have 11.
oh yeah.
Well,
See,
I'm just using the chat window as a way
why
for
don't
me to leave
you
myself a
can
note.
you can double click on yourself and put it in there.
Yeah, but it won't. I don't know if that'll save.
It will save, dude.
I mean, I've already put it there, but
Massive damage.
Also, I imagine this all the time whenever you kept playing that one battle music. Constantly.
I want you to know, because my cat is so annoying, I need something to clutter out the silence when we're in between us talking. I'm at an hour and 15 minutes of this.
So, it already sounds like a bad idea.
What are you stupidly watching?
How are you still
Oh,
sane
good
after an hour
God.
and 15 minutes of that?
Anyways, Chris, you were the DM. You get to run us out on this one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well.
Oh
Gosh,
no!
was that All Star? All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Sorry, I was still looking at the picture of Kirk and Spock. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining for Sloan's birthday gaming, and we are going to. I thought we'd finish, but we will absolutely finish this up next week.
Motherfucking slowpokes.
We'll find. That's all right. We'll find out what happens when they chase after Malik, as well as what the little plot twist is. A bonus points to anybody who can guess beforehand. And
Lesson number 1 of GMing: the players will always faff about and fuck around more than you expect them to.
yeah, the split in the party is what did it, but that turned out to be a really good encounter. So I liked it.
It's also what I figured a person named Night Fox would do is like, no, take the lady over here while you two fuck off.
I mean, I thought it made
Heck
sense in
yeah.
character.
Yep.
So let's see. Okay, so I got to go around the horn here. Krendar, what coming up?
You want to ask?
What do you have
you
coming
cut
up?
out there? What?
What do you have coming up?
Yeah, what do you have coming up?
Well, tomorrow I will be tomorrow afternoon. I'm gonna be streaming some more of BioShock Infinite, and then I'm gonna have to I'll be doing another Bloodborne stream at some point. I haven't determined exactly what day yet, but so Bioshock Infinite's the most immediate thing coming up
Cool.
tomorrow.
Dakota, what about you, man?
Tomorrow we're finishing Minecraft, I think. Potentially.
How do you finish Minecraft?
Well, we're doing a mod pack that has an actual, like, quest lines shit.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Has
then,
that been fun for you guys?
Yeah. Because we like Minecraft, unlike you, Mr. I can't set the forest on fire. So
I don't. Minecraft does nothing for me as well. My daughter and her boyfriend showed me the world they had created, and I thought, well, it looks neat, but what's the point? So
What's the functionality of this?
digital Legos.
And then,
that's exactly what it
set
looks
the
like.
forest on fire. It just goes out disappointingly quickly.
and then after that, I'll probably be playing Far Cry 5 co-op, which is the fucking best thing ever, because
That game was fun.
they've removed any physics people have, so I can literally stand on top of the car as my friend is driving, gunning people down as they try to kill him because they aim for the car and not the person.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. And
I like it.
Sloan, what about you? What do you got going on?
Tomorrow I will be with Dakota either doing Minecraft or Payday or something. We'll figure something out.
You don't
Then-
play Payday. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't play it with the 333 hours.
Yeah.
Friday, I'm looking at potentially starting The Last of Us since I've never played that and I have it. So
Ooh.
Ooh.
Uh,
that is
awesome.
one game I would like to play. I've never played it either.
I got
It's
it for
so
free when I got my
good.
PS4 and I've never touched it. And then I have a few things lined up. We can try to get all my goddamn renders done because they're just kind of waiting. I just haven't hit the go button on them. And
What did you say you're doing Last of Us?
Friday,
What time?
probably
Check.
around 3 or so my time, so 6 your time.
Might have to peek in there if I can.
And then Sunday, it's not going to be streamed, but it's recorded. I am running a D&D game with Decoder, our friend Drew, Bug, Jerry, and yeah, this is going to be one of those audio-only type ones, so I'll be put up on YouTube, but you don't have to worry about watching us and paying attention to what's happening on screen.
Interesting.
So yeah, I'm going to try to
Alright.
be more, wordy, using my words to paint a picture than, oh yeah, here's a
Use your
picture.
words.
And hopefully next week I can get back into proper streaming schedule.
Cool. For me, I've still got the Deadlands actual play going on. If you hadn't seen it yet, I did something a little bit different recently. I made a kind of a teaser trailer for an upcoming foe that the characters in the actual play
Ooh.
encounter.
How
And
many
you can
episodes
find
is that up to now?
it will be when the next one comes out 10, so we'll be at an even 10 episodes because we release one every 2 weeks. So yeah, it's clipping along, and it's going to be a few weeks before we actually get to play again, but I have enough content already recorded for at least another 6 episodes after this, so we've got plenty of time. Yeah, and it's
Ahead schedule.
yeah, it's not bad. But so check that out. It's so you can find it on my own YouTube page. It's called Annabelle. But it's also, if you go to ap.feartheboot.com, you'll see the link to the YouTube video there as well.
And
So
it's down, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's down in the description below, along with links to these other two's YouTube channel, which I should probably just change their Twitch channels as well. I'll add that in.
Might as well.
And yeah.
But yeah, so there. Thanks everybody for coming and stream things.
Yes.
Later that I made.
Whatever you just said, I agree.
Thank you, Discord. I'm pretty sure what he said is thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.